Good afternoon, everyone. I hope my voice is clear and my screen is also visible. Please give me a confirmation in the live chat so that I can know and we can start ASAP. Okay, how about now? Voice is clear? Okay, just a minute. Yeah, how about now? Is my voice clear? Okay, perfectly fine. Then, on this particular note, I would like to welcome everyone in today's live stream. We are about to see a much needed tool for the current Indian expiries because, as you know, SEBI has already changed the certain rules and combinations, or you can say permutation combinations of how our expiry used to work across with. Now, coming to this particular live stream, or the agenda for today's live stream was just to showcase everything we have developed, or you can say this is just part one of our ecosystem, which is going to be completed by the end of 2024. And this is just the beginning of what you are gonna see in this particular live stream today by market closing. We are very much committed to this particular process as we know that market is too saturated with you can say every sort of misinformation in some sense. This is according to what we have personally experienced, and also we know that how many people are willing to get a helping hand just to take a launch or just to take a head start. And that is why we have designed this particular tool in accordance with the SEBI guidelines and everything. Okay, and this is just for analysis purpose. Okay, and you have all the right to see how it is working across with each and every segment of the Indian market. Now, when we say this is basically formulated for Indian market, then first of all we have five different expiries. That is one on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. So we have formulated everything or integrated everything into one so that your particular scenario or your particular screen time is less and you get to see more of information just from price. That is BHAV. Okay, there is no additional, you can say, ingredient in this particular tool. So basically, first of all, let's start with our free flow. That is component 1 for today's live stream, and then component 2 would be a free gift from our side, but yet very, very, very impactful, which you will see till the stream gets to an ending or by a market closing. So I hope you have a good lifelong video to cherish for, and I hope this proves out to be a bombastic start point for each and every beginner who is or who will watch this particular video in present or even in future. So with this aim in mind, and with lights almost too bright for today, let's begin with this particular live stream. And let me just take a moment to present to you our particular series by the name of Exclusives, that is basically by me, Pivot Minati, and my team. Okay. And this is part one of what we are going to introduce to the market as of now. So let's begin. So as I said, we have a particular indicator known as free flow. I have already marked that particular thing here. What we will do is we will just put the screen on a larger size and get a head start with mid-cap futures, mid-cap Nifty futures. So as you know, today is Monday. Okay, today is Monday. Time is 1:13 p.m. and we are about to see the expiry move or the start of expiry move within next 45 minutes. And the current CMP is 10,848. Now, this was the basic information which you can see on the screen. But what else can you see on the screen is basically this particular factors. That is first, your open price, high price, low price, close price. These four are the basic four fundamental pillars for anything and everything you want to decode in the market, or you can say even in your analysis part. Now we have formulated this all particular thing into one particular tool, and that is too integrated for especially our Indian markets. So let's get started. Just a second. Okay, so this is a first part or first component for today by the name free flow. So yeah, so now let us go and check out what is the buzz about. So as you see, we have your different days marked, different expiry marked. We have stated custom CPRs, Camarilla pivots, floor pivots, HLC. Okay, all these things are custom. Few pointers to note down before we start is, let me just put that across. So the first pointer is, please take a note of it, because once you get to adapt to this particular thing, you will see a complete definition change of the term weekly. And I'm very, very like sure of that. So from now till the market closing, I hope definitely you can see a evolution in your term or definition of the term weekly. So let's get started. So yeah, so the first point is, this is, see, as this is a weekly expiry indicator, or you can say tool, then it is firstly meant to replace the normal weekly pivots, or the normal, you can say, time frame of weekly sessions. What I mean by that, we will see that later in the video. But for now, keep this particular 3 pointers in mind. First, this tool is formulated for custom weekly intervals combined to form a free flowing price tool. Okay. So the first point is this tool is formulated for custom weekly intervals combined to form a free-flowing price tool. What does that mean is simply we have combined each and everything into one particular tool which can give you a form of or a sense of free flow information. Like previously you had to change between time frames or you had to change between multiple indices. That is gone as of now. You will see when I just switch on all the options. Second point is, so here comes the second point. Be specific or be alert with the main CPR TF being used. Okay. Now what I mean by that is, see, as there are 5 custom CPRs combined into one. Okay, so basically people tend to while we were testing this particular tool for ourselves and with our team and with a custom sample size, we found out many people were not changing the required CPRs for the required expiry instruments. For example, if you are trading mid-cap futures, then you need to plot on the mid-cap futures CPR. Okay, you cannot trade mid-cap Nifty futures with Nifty CPR. I will show you that particular thing into action. Okay, in few minutes. So I hope this point is also clear. And the third point, we will add it when we need it. Okay, so for instance, we will just put it across here. So now, firstly, let us switch on our Nifty mid-cap expiry because currently we are into that particular scenario, and that is how it will work around. So first of all, what I switched on is custom CPRs. These particular flow will not stop. What I mean by that is whenever the market closes, okay, whenever the market is closing down or whenever the market is coming to a close, they will just halt on for the next session to start. Means you have to feed this particular indicator with live price and it will do the particular job automatically. So as you see, this is flowing from past any, or you can say from the start or initiation of mid-cap Nifty futures. Right? You can just see that thing here. Now we will switch on the other required, you can say, part or parcels of this particular thing. So we need camellas, the basic important connotations. All these camellas are also customized depending upon what sort of expiry they are heading into. So please keep a check on that too. Okay, these are not the normal Camellia points. These are custom weekly Camellia points. Take this into the note. These are custom weekly Camellia points. These Camellia points which you see on the screen are applicable only to mid-cap futures. You cannot use them with FinNifty, Nifty, or any other sort of expiry instrument. They are custom. They are custom for mid-cap Nifty futures. So now if you see how the market is doing here, let's have a close check here and then we'll move forward step by step. So if you see, the market is having a overlapping lower CPR. What it does for that particular week is, you can see, initiates above the CPR, comes down, protects L4. If you just see this particular thing closely, it protects L4 and then shoots up again towards the CPR or for a retest of the CPR. Now what next? What can we expect next? We will decode this in few minutes. Okay, step by step. So by Camellia points, we got this particular information that sellers are not willing, or let's say buyers are not willing to get the control of sellers in particularly mid-cap futures. What I mean by that is, if you see, I have marked this with initiative sellers. What does that mean? Basically, if the price has to cross this particular, you can say price level, then you will see initiative sellers, that is the active big players who will single-handedly put this particular price down towards L5. That is the trend pinnacle. Okay, and then if the price continues towards the downside, then it will eventually reach L6, and eventually from there on you can see a flow of a particular price level. So this is a shorter time frame. When this develops on a broader time frame, that is when you will see the strength is into continuation, means the trend is getting continued, and that is why the name also justifies the particular thing as free flow. Okay, now if this is clear, we can move on to the next part, that is HLCs, a crucial, you can say, price information on which this particular indicator is broadly based upon. So if you see, we also have like previous week high, previous week close, previous week low. Again, these are not normal HLCs. These are custom weekly HLCs. Okay, and you cannot club them with any other sort of expiry instruments or any given point of, you can say, analysis where you include FNO stocks. This is only and only customized for mid-cap Nifty futures. I hope that is clear. Okay, so these are basics, and then we have additional, you can say, additional integrations like CPR trails. You can switch on daily CPRs just for checking out where are the possible virgin demand and supply zones. So you see, this was a virgin demand. Okay, so you can see virgin demand, buyers got in for a retest, again having or again sitting muted here. We will check across with everything. This chart is will develop, you can say, by next half an hour. You will get a full sense of what is happening across with this price points, where are the possible sellers, buyers, everything. Okay, so be with me for some time. So yeah, if you see, these are all the basic part you will require when you are practicing pivot points and CPR study. Now we will go to the next part, that is this particular thing. Now, one interesting thing, which is why we stated uh, like India's first TradingView free flow TradingView tool is, you might have seen normal VWAPs, okay, normal daily VWAPs. You might have seen custom weekly VWAPs, normal VWAPs, or monthly VWAPs. Here we have put across custom weekly VWAPs, which are again developing with price. So if you see very minutely, this acts as a very good point of reference to how the market is getting into imbalance or a balance phase. We'll talk about this in much more detail in the later part of this particular live stream. But I hope this is very clear to you as per what we are discussing right now. Now comes our you can say again a custom creation for PEMA, and that is going by the name Surge Sprinter, Strength Glider, Smooth Sailor. Now, just to make things spice up, or just to make things look hot and spicy, let's say, we have included some Gen Z names which are good for everyday purposes, because every day you hear like upar, niche, up, down, green, red. It's like too boring at times, right? So you also have to have your skin in the game when you are trading for a time span of 6 or 6.5 hours. So what we did is we just changed the name just to have your mind focused on this particular thing, thinking about what can happen in the next particular session or in the next coming week. Okay. Now, search printer is basically going by its name. That is, this particular thing will follow the price, indicating that a good amount of money flow is happening in a state of, you can say, motion. I will switch this on to show the specific trajectory of this particular thing. Okay, so this is your search printer. This one keeps or moves along with the price, or you can say it sticks to the price. Okay, so that you know that the strength, if the strength is going down, then immediate reaction should come or a crossover should come to identify that the sentiment of that particular expiry instrument is changing very rapidly. So this is very you can say volatile in nature because it moves along with the price, but it is a very good, you can say, combination or confluence with price points when you get to see a trend. For example, let me show you this thing on a higher time frame. Have a look. Whenever there is a certain trend into formulations, you might have caught this particular thing here with a crossover, and then on you can see series of higher CPRs. Okay, you can see that thing here, higher CPR, look, right? So this is very useful when a particular trend is to start from a possible, you can say, swing low, or when the trend is about to reverse from a possible swing high. You will see that when you practice this alongside. Okay, so this is very like smooth flowing. Whenever this is flowing smooth and price is keeping up, then definitely the strength is there in the particular move. Basically, you can decode it at that. Okay, now the same thing, let's say we have to decode the same thing in terms of let's say some stability. You want to know if there is a stable move or not. Then what we will do is we'll just turn this off and switch on to strength glider. Now by the name you can see strength, that is what is the current strength in that particular move, and glider is almost how that particular thing is sailing across or gliding across smoothly, because you need to have a certain amount of stabilization into that particular trending move to be with the trend. That is much more important. Okay, so here you can see for a moment I will just switch these things off. We'll turn this on again. Okay, so see, you get to see a much more smoother move compared to what you saw from the search printer. Okay, so these are very basic, you can say, common notations. You see the trend is still flowing smooth. It is coming to a point where it is getting narrowed down or squeezed out. Have a look. Okay, basically it is getting squeezed out at this point of time. Yeah, okay. All right, let's keep this thing here. So what does that speak about this particular thing? That the trend which is about which or which was continuing from right above, you can say, previous quarter or previous 3 months, 4 months, sorry, is now flowing and coming to a squeeze where it can just break off, or where it can just retest for a particular move towards the upper side, or a fresh move towards the upper side. We will see that in few minutes again. Okay, so this is very basic information which you get across from each and every, you can say, price point, and much more than that alongside the price point. Now that we have discussed about this particular thing, let's discuss about smooth sailor. So smooth sailor is basically for positional trades. You will use this when you are analyzing things on daily, weekly, or monthly time frames. Okay, or else you can just use it on lower time frames too, but it is generally not very useful in terms of checking the overall, or let's say checking the volatile moves in intraday, because you need to be very volatile with the instruments too. Okay, so this is basically for positional trades. It will work very good when you combine this with our second component for the day, which is a surprise element for you all. Okay, by the end of the stream we will see that. So we will combine this thing and a second component to show you what actually you can do with all the possible combinations here, right? So yes, so now that you have seen almost everything here, let me just close this. These are basic PivotBoss reversal setups, that is candlestick patterns, WRS, ERS, ORS, DRS. This gives you certain annotations of where a particular action is happening, or a good sort of confluence. Comes now candle actions. Normal boring candles, that is 30, any candle having a body equal or less than 30% would be considered as boring, and more than equal or more than 70% would be considered as an explosive candle. Normal uh, terminologies we use in the market. Here comes one more, or of course, or you can say proprietary additions to every indicator to get all sort of information at one given point of time. This is a multi-frame pivot table, which I will show you within the next few minutes again. Okay, so that you get a hang of what we are doing here. Now the most interesting part, which is again might be available on TradingView but has not been integrated with any such sort of heavily built or heavily integrated you can say set of indicators. This is what is session breaks, just to make your work very simple when you want to divide particular things into particular timestamps. Okay, let's say you want to analyze daily. So daily is available on TradingView for free also. Okay, but weekly is not, monthly is not, quarterly definitely never. Half yearly, so you won't find hardly hours from now on, or any one or two indicators if you find, and yearly of course. Okay, and all these things are designed like line width and line style. You can customize that as per your use. So I will show you all this with the second component for the day, because that is very specific to this particular use. So I hope these basic things are very clear here. Okay, we will talk about the layout and setups much later, during or after 2 p.m. Okay, till the time we finish every sort of understanding how this particular tool is working across. Yeah, so this is currently what is going on with mid cap Nifty futures. Now let's say you have to, for example, now you might have a question that what if I have to check for Nifty? So yeah, you can definitely go click on Nifty spot or Nifty future, whatever you want to see. This is Nifty, but what I told you, I guess you remember the second point. See here, what was the second point here? I guess it has gone. Okay, so the second point was be very alert with the CPR time frame you're using. So here you need to change the particular option, that is Nifty, and close mid cap Nifty. So even if you just forget to just switch off mid cap and simultaneously on Nifty 50, so it will just plot this particular thing only. Okay, but again you should be very handy with this particular thing to avoid any cross connections. but that is also sorted as of now, because this is also a common mistake or common error which we found out while we were testing this with our custom sample size. Okay, now if you see, Nifty is in a different ball game altogether here. It's in a form of narrow CPR, already having the much needed initiative buyers in this particular indice, and you can see how the indice is moving. Again, it has a static resistance towards the trend pinnacle, and you can see how beautiful the price action looks now. Have a look. A range bound candle, or you can say mother candle, and then on the price is respecting this particular H5 and then down. All along, if I want to add some more confluence to this particular study, let us add daily, you can say CPR trails, and also let us say search printer to check if there is an immediate strength or not. So you can check now. See, this is the first crossover or the immediate crossover coming across after breaking this particular mother candle, and now you can expect some weakness if this particular PEMA stays. Okay, and this is just the basic information. We are yet to decode much more into this particular counters by the end of this particular stream. Okay, so yeah, so these are just basic permutation combinations you can apply depending upon the situation of the market. Similarly, you will find things for Fin Nifty, Bank Nifty, and Sensex. So Monday, you definitely see mid cap expiry for Nifty. Then Tuesday, you see Fin Nifty expiry, Bank Nifty, Wednesday, Nifty Thursday, Sensex Friday. Now, why I said this to be a custom, focus here please now for next 5 minutes, because this is very crucial. Now, why I said this to be a custom weekly CPR, or let's say a custom pivot point tool, is because whenever, or let's say in the common market, let's take this particular example of Nifty only. Let's say Nifty 50 has its expiry on Thursday, right? On Thursday. What people generally do when you think of, or when you listen to this particular statement, Nifty 50 has its expiry or its weekly expiry basically on Thursday. What will people do, or what will the normal retail crowd do is they will start to trade on Thursday, right? This is what we have all been doing from all these years, from past years. Okay, but after SEBI introduced, or NSE also introduced, weekly expiries on each day of the week, then there has to be something which is working out in a different sort of manner. Because when your particular process changes, okay, the steps involved in this particular process also tend to change. You cannot like climb a particular building. Let's say you have to climb on the 48th floor of a particular building. You might take stairs, but every time you cannot take stairs, right? How many times? Like एक बार stairs ले लिया, then you will come down. Again you can go up. Again you can come down, and you can repeat this process max 3, 4, 5 times. Let's say 7, 8 times. But what if I say you have to repeat this process 50 times? You would be dead by like 8th or 9th round, lying on somewhere 22nd, 23rd, कहीं पे भी पड़े होगे, right? So the process here is to use the elevators, or use a particular milestones, or you can say marks for your particular pit stops. Let's say you have a particular department for your specific purpose at, let's say, 22nd floor. So you need to only climb till 22nd floor. Now you have two options. You can use stairs or you can use the lift or elevator. But again, that depends upon the, you can say, luxuriousness of that particular situation. If there is someone who is having a good reputation, he might be welcomed by elevator. You just save time. He just moves up. Okay, he comes down, finishes the meeting. But you on a lower note would be forced to use stairs. But when you have a particular equal designation amongst every participant available, you are free to use the elevator, or the market will produce multiple elevators and eliminate the stairs. This is exactly what we are trying to do here. We are trying to eliminate the stairs. Directly escalator है, elevator भी नहीं है. Just go on with the flow. You have seen big malls or big like shopping centers have that particular escalators. Okay, how they move? They move in a conveyor belt. Like they start, they end, they again start, they end, they again start, they end till infinity. They never stop. That's a free flow. They only stop when the power is cut off, and they start again from where they stopped when the power is switched on. And they keep on doing that process for eternity or for multiple years till the time they are into action. Same thing is with this particular indicator. This will work as a conveyor belt. Wherever and whenever the price is getting carried across, you will see the free flow of the tool also getting developed alongside. Now, the important point which I wanted to highlight here is people end on Thursday, okay? But we from now on will start from Thursday. I will tell you the crux of it also. What I said, again, listen to me very carefully. People will start their weekly expiry or end. I hope I am. I think I got disconnected. Am I audible right now? And can you see my screen again? Just give me a quick confirmation, please. Yeah, we are back live. So can you hear me out? Perfect. So yeah, I was saying that we will start from Thursday. So now when I said that we start from Thursday, have a look here what I was actually or what I actually wanted you guys to see. So you see, people are waiting for an expiry move today. Like for Nifty, or let's say they will wait again till Thursday for Nifty to show some expiry moves, some swift moves. Okay, but what we were supposed to do when the entire crowd was busy analyzing what can happen all those particular days, individual days in that particular week. Have a look here. See, we already had a particular good move when Nifty crossed H4. That is custom Camarilla for Nifty. And if you see that, we had been protecting that particular level since. So we already have moved our target from H4 to H5 here. And you see again a particular range information. That is what we saw few minutes back too. Okay, this is the break and now down. Again respecting the daily CPR too. Basic informations, but yet simplified for your particular knowledge. Yeah, it was disconnected in between. I hope we are connected back again, Yuvrajji. Okay, So yes, now you know how simple is this particular thing, but to formulate or present to you this particular simplified version, we have been slogging for at least a quarter, because this is not easy to integrate. You do not have any ready-made logics. You do not have any ready-made, you can say, samples to test this particular thing out. And that is why we took so long to bring this product or launch this product under a particular dream project by the name of exclusives. Okay. So this is something which is very basic, yet simplified and powerful. We will produce more part of this again with time, so that you get a hang of what everything is going about, how everything is working across with. Now, being a live stream, I will directly discuss how you can just play around with this particular indicator, making you segregated from the basic participants in the market. How you will have an edge, or how you will flow alongside with the bigger positions of bigger players. So let's switch back to mid cap Nifty, because this is what is going on right now. Mid cap Nifty. Yeah. So see, now people might be waiting for expiry move in next few minutes, but can you decode something here out? We are way ahead with this particular thing to our rescue. You see, a basic बहुत ही जल्दी से, yeah, we will do a quick an analyzation of this particular thing happening here. So you see, daily CPR was overlap higher. You see the break here at this particular point, and then we move down. We break, retest the pivot, weekly pivot here, and then we go down towards L4. We sustain this particular thing, come towards retest, and now where people are eyeing for a move or break of this particular mother candle, we are already done with this particular mid cap future expiry. Way back, let's say scaling down to Thursday, uh, previous week ka Thursday and Wednesday, when people were trading banknifty and Nifty, you already got a good move in mid cap futures on Wednesday as well and Thursday as well. So this is how you can differentiate from the crowd. And again, I'm telling, this is very basic. I will show you how is this particular tool powerful in terms of individual stock analysis also. Stay tuned. You will see that in a stepwise process in next or a matter of few minutes only. So now I hope some basic things which I wanted to share are very clear, and now we can move towards the next set of explanation, that is how can you utilize this particular tool alongside different individual scripts. So now you know mid cap Nifty futures is an index, right? Now being an index, it should have some or the other, you can say, components into this particular basket, so that this particular thing arrives at a combined value of 10,860. So there might be a couple of stocks which are moving this particular price up or down. Okay. Now if you see, there are multiple things or tools available across TradingView, so that you can make your analysis better. But here we are moving along with the price. That is what makes us different, and that is what keeps us ahead of the much anticipated price actions or demand supply zones, everything like that. Okay. So you see, as we are free flowing with the price, we have the liberty to exercise those incoming move well in advance. For example, I will show you any three stocks from mid cap from mid-cap Nifty 50. So these are all the 50 stocks which make this particular index go up or down. All these 50 stocks. I will share this particular list in the description of this particular live stream when it ends. Okay, so you can directly copy paste in your TradingView. This is the entire list which is moving or which is currently accountable for this particular price to move up or down, what you see on the screen right now. So you see the top gainer in this particular basket is REC Limited, a power stock. Let's see how that particular thing is moving across with our custom set of mid-cap Nifty CPRs. So you see REC was a bullish GPZ which started its move smoothly crossing the responsive sellers, and now it is accountable for making a contribution or significant contribution to the up move of mid-cap Nifty. Now what you can do is you can further break this down to the level of composition it is accountable to mid-cap futures. For example, REC contributes 2% of the entire move in this particular basket. What does that mean? Means even like a 2% move in REC would be like 10-15 points up move in would be somewhere around 5-6 points move in the entire index of Nifty mid-cap 50. And that is just an example. You can just accurately go and check for all the individual compositions, and you can figure that out who are the major contributor to this particular basket. Like Nifty will have Reliance as the major giant who can just shake Nifty upside down. Similarly, Bank Nifty has HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, followed by Axis, Kotak. Okay. Similarly, Fin Nifty might have some financial instruments that we can also see. So for Fin Nifty, we also have a different list here. So see, these are all the Fin Nifty stocks. How many stocks are there? 20 stocks comprise of Fin Nifty. So what is the action currently in Fin Nifty? You can see this thing here. Prudentials, again, REC is also in Fin Nifty. So this particular stock is also contributing to Fin Nifty, if you see. Right, this is contributing to mid-cap Nifty futures, also Fin Nifty futures. Now, how simple this thing, such a simple, you can say, set of analysis can differentiate your particular view towards the entire market. Now you know if this stock is moving, with which strength it is moving, with which particular purpose it is moving, and why is that particular stock having a certain composition of move to address that particular basket or its main basket towards its expiry days. So now if we want to talk about the importance of REC Limited 2.4% move, so it would be much more significant to mid-cap Nifty futures. Why? Because today the entire market would be eyed on this particular expiry move. And that is why for today, REC Limited is accountable for a significant move in mid-cap Nifty. What was the earlier notation to this? People will simply say, yeah, REC Limited is a top gainer. Okay. But when a particular stock is coming into a top gainer, it is coming for a specific purpose. And you have to decode that. Earlier, it was very messy, but from now on, I hope it would be very easy. Okay, it's just that you need a particular way out to get that simplified view in this complex market. And that is why you might have heard a quote, stock market is simple yet not easy. This is very simple. हमने किया क्या? हमने अभी तक कुछ नहीं किया. We have done nothing. We have just connected the dots and you see how they are moving across. But yes, for those dots to connect, we had all our dots or neurons disconnected for past a quarter. But yes, this is what the result is in front of you, and this is just component 1. If if this seems to be powerful, then let us now move to component 2, the main highlight, and which is also like uh, the, you can say, next level form of analysis alongside smart money flow. At what given point of time is that particular candle significant? Now, if I just close this particular thing down and ask you one simple question, you have like almost how many candles? 100 plus candles. Which candle is of uttermost significance? Do you have any answer for this? There might be multiple answers. You might say some uh, at some point it is making a demand zone, at some point it is making a supply zone, at some point it is making a trend line breakout, at some point it is making a, let's say, mother candle range breakout, or higher high, lower low formations, everything, every sort of that particular thing. But does the market count all those particular factors, or most importantly, do the bigger players count all these factors when they trade or when they are punching their orders? Definitely no, right? These are all the toys provided to the retail community to play with. Because 6.5 घंटा आप करेंगे क्या? Even if you leave your kids into a particular, you can say, kids area, they have to spend time exploring something new. Otherwise, they will be just all over the place in next 5-10 minutes. Similarly goes with the market also. If they have to keep you engaged for the next 6.5 hours or roughly 7 hours, okay, then you need to have some toys to play with so that you do not get bored. That is how everything functions across way. And the cherry on the cake is multiple time frames. Tomorrow, if we say market has only one time frame to trade, anyone, pick up anyone anonymously or uniformly, market decides, SEBI picks up only one time frame. Let's say 30-minute is the ideal time frame. इसके ना आगे कुछ, इसके ना पीछे कुछ. Nothing in front of it, nothing at back of it. Only 30 minutes time frame, and this is standard all across the globe. Now imagine what kind of moves a particular script or a particular index can show. To avoid all this manipulations, market was structured to be divided into multiple sets of time frames. This is similar structure to our society. Okay, all are humans, yet we are divided by various several factors, and all of you might be aware of that. We are not going into that. Okay, we all are humans, but we are yet divided into different categories, different you can say segments, based on several factors. Similarly, market may be, just to keep that particular thing into control, you have multiple time frame analysis. But what are those? What are those? Have you ever imagined if I switch on to like 30 minutes? Let's say I am seeing a resistance here. Okay, I am seeing a resistance here. Let me mark this thing here. Now what I do is I simply switch on to 1 hour, multiple time frame. Okay, so our resistance point was where? Somewhere here. 30-minute. 1 hour में उसका resistance point ये हो सकता है. It changes higher. And if we combine these particular two levels, one from the 30-minute and one from the 1 hour, you get a zone. Simple. Now what is this zone? According to the price, a supply zone. Or let's say if we go more back, this is a swap zone. Demand zone turned into a supply zone, and now again the price is testing this particular zone. किया क्या हमने? What we did, we just plotted two simple lines at a random given, you can say, junctures. But what happened, or what collaborated into a new sort of concept, was just switching in between time frames. Just 30-minute and 1 hour, and you got a zone, something like a zone getting formed. And if I move higher on the time frames, you will see multiple zones getting formed up. This is how the entire concepts were built from price alone. That is what I'm trying to explain from the beginning of the live stream, that the entire thing is based upon just four things. That is what? Open, high, low, and close. Everything depends upon these four fundamental pillars. If you understand or decode this, you need no indicators. You just need to understand how that things are moving across. Okay, so we will simplify that for you right now. Now we talked about significance of candles. Okay, so let us use something which is coming directly from the, you can say, exchange, that is directly coming from the NSE. When it is coming from NSE, we all hope that is accounted until and it stands true to its value. And what is that? If price is king, then volume is queen. Then, if volume is queen, we will check the significance of candle by volume itself. Let the volume speak rather than we try to find out different zones, levels, this, that, everything. Let the volume speak which candle has the uttermost significance. Or let us decode where are the hidden bigger players, or where are the bigger players hiding in these particular candles. And that is where we are introducing you to our second component for the day, which is fund flux. Yeah. I hope you can see this on my screen. Just give me a confirmation. Everything good and visible? Can you even confirm, please? Perfect. So for the next half an hour, pay your attention, and if you have not yet shared this particular live streaming link with your fellow traders, please notify them, because now comes the main part when we are configuring everything into one given point of time. And this is the next level thing which will help you across decode the importance of a particular candle, and you will see the power by the end of these 30 minutes. Okay, so have a look here now. Basically, for this to work, I usually work across with a set time frame, and I would advise that to you as well. Why I'm telling you that? Because see, volume is dynamic, price is dynamic. Both the things are dynamic because they are getting developed live. They are not any form of lagging indicators. Okay, they are sort of leading indicators or leading factors. So they will change instantly when the price changes, and when the volume gets added or subtracted, it will instantly change. And you can see how things change just by some fewer quantities. So today we have mid cap nifty expiry. Let's quickly decode what is nifty mid cap up to. So please pay focus from here on. This is very crucial and important now. We will decode the candles here. Okay, so I basically use 30 minutes for intraday, 30 minutes or 1 hour. Okay, I mix and match those to just find the significance of candles. And then for positional, I stick to daily. These are my three staple time frames. You can find out yours by entire permutation combinations. You have that at your end. The customized build, the customization is available for you at your end. We are flexible with that, and we have provided you that particular option too. But just for your basic level of understanding, so that we all are on the same page, I will give an example with my particular tested methods. Okay, so basically I use 30 minutes as an ideal time frame for intraday or for basic short swing trades. So speaking about that, let us first see what are the components in the fund flux, you can say, tool. So yeah. So basically what we have included in this particular thing is fund footprint. That is basically nothing but 1 day high, one week high, 1 month high, three month high, 6 month high, 1 year high. What this basically means is you see the money flow here. This is not volumes, remember. What you see down here is not volumes. It is the amount of money flowing into a particular candle, a 30-minute candle. That is why I said this will change when you switch on to any other time frames. Okay, if you switch on to 1 hour, then a particular 1 hour candle might have a 1 hour volume candle as well. And similarly, it has 1 hour money flow candle as well. So how much money flowed in 1 hour would be collected and shown as a display over here. Okay, so this is something which is a money flow type of event here. Now coming to fund heat map, we have active fund, passive fund, retro fund. I will explain this to you. This basic annotation was given way behind in our launch video, which is available on the YT or our YouTube channel, the recent video. So you can go and check that out also, but we will discuss in detail in this particular stream also. And then you have heat map shades. Now देखो money flow में ना क्या होता है? For example, if you have 100 crores, okay, you think that you can move the market to extremes having 100 crores, because again you have the option of getting an additional leverage of 4 to 5x by certain brokers. That is, you have a total let's say lump sum of 500 crores to move the market towards its upper extremes or lower extremes. Now imagine someone has 1000 crores in his bank account or in his demat, and if he leverages that to even 1x or 2x, he might have 2 to 3000 crores. How much is that? Almost 6 times of what you have. So if you are trying to move a particular thing to a upper extreme, that particular other party would use just 20% of his money flow to bring that entire thing down to its lower extreme within minutes. That is what is called smart money flow. Smart money is nothing. It's not like a complicated ghost. It's a simple, you can say, factor hidden in between multiple layers. You just have to tear apart all the layers and see what is the actual meaning of smart money flow. It is nothing but whoever has the highest flow will win that particular race. See, in a race also, let's say 10 people are running or 10 runners are present to run a 100 meter ka sprint. Okay? What do you think? Who will come first? Only one person can, right? Despite we can see at the end result, you might see a few seconds or a few microseconds difference in between first, second, third, fourth, fifth. But yet the position is for the one who had the earliest reach point or reach time. That is how the positions are given. Similarly, we also classify the flow of money to a basic flow, a active flow, a passive flow, a retro flow, and basically a smart money flow. All these combined, active, passive, retro, make a smart money flow. We will explain this particular terms also, don't worry. Okay, but I hope you get the base of what we are speaking. Smart money concepts, yes, draw this, draw that, everything was much more complicated, right? You need to study this, that. Although that theories are much well, you can say, advanced sort of analysis, which can be perfected with time and with screen time and skill sets. Okay, but yet again, if you are a beginner and you want to understand that exactly what are the price point and which players are present. If a player is coming into a market at a given point of time, what is the purpose of that? That is the biggest question mark which you need to decode well in advance to be with the, you can say, bigger flow of money, or be with the trend. Simply, you minimize the ultimate goal is to mitigate your risk and maximize your profits. So when we speak about that, you have these particular things which are low in activity. All those which you see in grayer shades are not of significant relevance. These are all the normal volumes or standard volumes flowing into the market. Okay, so we do not consider them as the bigger chunks of, or you can say bigger proportion of money flows. Now, the same thing is here, session breaks also. So, we will come to this later. So now, let us decode, using this particular thing, let's decode which are those candles which are of utmost significance in this particular market. So when I say we are trading intraday, okay, let us fix a time frame first, because we need to operate within a given set of, you can say, trading interval. Now here we are trading intraday, so we have just 7 hours to trade in that particular day. For the next day, next set of information, next set of trade levels, correct? You cannot use the same levels again and again each day. It is dynamic. Price will change each and every day. After every 6.5 hours, it will change every day. So basically, if you're trading intraday, then let's say max to max, we are trading weekly expiries. And now this index being a weekly expiry, we will consider weekly to be the epitome here. Okay, you can test out your concepts when you get this tool into your particular hands. Okay, but for a standard reference or a standard base, we are considering weekly to be a epitome here. What we'll do quickly is now we will switch on our particular this thing, session breaks indicator, session break part, so that we get a, you can say, easier flow of information to us. Just a minute. Okay. All this, we will just switch this things off right now. Yeah. Okay. So pay attention here now. See, let's start from previous 3 weeks, or let's start from this particular candle, because this is the candle where you get to see a good amount of money flow coming into the picture. Why you can tell this to be a good amount? Because you have a label stating it to be a Y. What does that mean? It simply means, first of all, let me differentiate what these particular labels mean. So we will have like almost 6 labels. Okay, this is your standard reference. You can just rewind this if you feel confused at any given point of time. So we have 6 labels, that is 1D, 1W, 1M, 1Q, and let's say 6M, 6 months, or half yearly, let's say 2Q, or then the other is 1Y. So basically ignore all the numerical parts. We just need the D, W, M, Q, M and Y basically. What are these? This stands for daily. 1D is daily. This stands for weekly. Okay. This stands for monthly. This stands for quarterly, meaning 3 months, 1Q or 3M. Okay, this is 6 months, or 2Q, that is half yearly. Okay, and obviously this is yearly. Why we have this particular six annotations? Because we want to differentiate amongst what are we trying to decode here. Like if you want to, let's say if you want to trade intraday, do you need yearly time frames, like yearly pivot points, or something like that. Yeah, you might, but that might be hardly a just a you can say, let's say you might have yearly H3 year somewhere here. For example, you might have a yearly H3 somewhere here. Okay, but out of this entire 10% bracket, just one level is applicable here. But yet that is powerful. Why? Because it's a higher TF level. Yearly players are present here. And that is why the higher, that is why you might have also heard the price level on a higher time frame are much more stronger when you take them to a lower time frame. And vice versa. When you take a lower time frame level to a higher time frame level, they tend to be very, very agile. They break off very easily. Okay, so now I think you get the note of that. So now when we see, we have a yearly candle and that is on the downside. So again, let me just clarify this thing for you. We have a 0, 0 here, you can see 0. That is a reference line. Anything above 0 is positive flow. Okay, and anything below 0 is a negative flow. Now this does not mean that we are having a real-time positive or negative flow. This is just for a basic understanding that we will exactly understand with the help of the candle to which the corresponding money volume or money flow volume has been developed. Okay, so for now, this is the basic annotations you need to keep in mind. The 6 annotations and this particular annotations. Okay, and that is why you are seeing this particular labels here. So now if you have understood this, let us move forward towards decoding significant candles in this particular mid cap nifty expiry. Yeah, so this is one. So you see in the entire 2024 till now, you got a yearly candle on a 30-minute time frame. Remember this. If I change this to 1 hour, this might shift to some other candle also. But as I said, you need to make something as a ideal base for your analysis. For me, it is 30 minutes. Okay. So here I will mark, what I will do is simply, if this is the money flow, for example, simple सा बात करता हूँ. If this is the money flow closing on the downside, that means it has created a range. What I mean by that is, simply put across, if the range is, let's say, from 10 to 20, or let's say MS Dhoni's t-shirt was like fetched by someone in the crowd. Now he plans to sell that in an auction. The base price is fixed at 10 lakhs, for example. Okay, but someone buys it at 2x of the price, that is 20 lakhs as the maximum bid, and he wins that particular t-shirt. What does that mean? Does that mean that 20 lakh was the epitome, or this was the one who was the only one man bidding in the entire auction? No, right? There might have been 10 people, there might have been 50 people, or let's say even 100 bidders, till the time you reach from base price 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs. Any n number of participants can be there. You cannot decode this. Neither can the broader indices, or let's say exchange, can do this. NSE can also not determine how many hands have been exchanged until and unless they dig down in that particular thing with utmost, you can say, sincerity. It is just a number. Okay, you get the level 2 data, level 3 data, level 20 data also, but again it is not accessible to even top brokers too. Why? Because this is containing some crucial information. Number of participants with number of different amount of bids. So let's say we have now some important numbers to understand here are, first, the base price. Means no one, let's say there were 100 people bidding for this particular MS Dhoni ka t-shirt. Okay. No one would have bidded below 10 lakhs because 10 lakhs was a fixed price. 10 lakhs, it has to be equal to 10 lakhs or greater than 10 lakhs to win MS Dhoni's particular training t-shirt or training jersey, let's say. So this thing is very clear. No one can bid below 10 lakhs. Now what can happen? The first bidder says, I am willing to bid at a price point of, for example, let's say 10.5. Right? Now we have two things here. Some auctions are random, like volumes are random. You can bid like 10.5 also. Like to increase the bid, you can bid 10.5. Or if there is some crazy man who is a crazy fan with a lot of money, his starting you can say bid can be 20 lakhs straight away double. उसके बाद कोई bid किया तो किया, नहीं किया तो he straight away wins. But that is not how the auctions work. Because if that was the case, the one with the highest amount of money would have always won. Let's say out of these 100 players, one man was having a capital which was equivalent to rest 99 participants. What does that mean? He is bound to win. He is bound to win. Anyone can notarize that and give to someone who is asking for it. Why? Because when he has the epitome of capital, he's eventually the highest bidder. He will be the highest bidder. If anyone outbids him, then he will win the auction. But unfortunately, there would be no one because he's the epitome for that particular auction happening in that particular given room. Similarly, in the market also, market maybe, as I said, smart money flow is only the game of who has the higher cap. Simple as that. But they are divided into different intervals. उनको अपना cap table fulfill करने में एक certain time ही मिलता है. And that is what we call as multiple time frames. For example, when we are talking about 30 minutes, okay, so this particular money flow which you see, okay, was just a matter of 30 minutes. But what impact it created, you can just see that thing here. And significantly, we also see this to be a retro fund. And that is what we have to differentiate. Means this guy who was sitting here or who bidded the final bidding, okay, was the same guy in this particular auction who won the jersey for 20 lakhs, being the highest bidder, right? But at the time of events, that was supposed to take place in a fair sort of way. And that is where SEBI comes into the picture in stock markets, and they provide that particular things in form of ticks, number of ticks. So every auction has a certain tick. Now, when you certainly buy options or you buy futures, you see a specified amount of tick. Like if a certain base price is 10 or the premium is 10, the next premium which one can bid is higher or lower, can be 10.5, 11, 11.5, 12. Means the tick is 0.5. So that is why in an auction market, you always have to respect the ticks. अगर ये चीज हटा दे, तो what will happen? The first bid would be straight away 20 lakhs or whatever is the epitome of the cap table which the highest bidder has. Might be, for example, out of these 100 players or 100 bidders, 99 people combined have an epitome of, let's say, 19.99 lakhs. And just one man who has an epitome of, let's say, 25 lakhs. What he will do? He will just straight away place a bid for how much? 20 lakhs. And he knows he's winning. Same game is there in the market. But if I give a slight change to this particular situation, let's say this man, now currently auction is going on for a particular time. आपने कभी एक स्टैंडर्ड ऑक्शन देखा है? एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम के लिए ही होता है. इट इज नॉट लाइक इट विल स्टार्ट टुडे एंड आफ्टर 1 year. जब तक एक हाईएस्ट बिडर नहीं मिलता जाने दो इसको ऊपर. It is not like that. It is for specific hours, like 2 hours, 3 hours. So let's say in these 3 hours, he was the maximum bidder, or he was the epitome of a person having that particular capital in that particular room or in that particular given auction at that specific time. Let's say this auction gets extended. What will happen? New bidders will come. What will happen? This cap, which was of 20 lakhs, let's say another participant comes when the fresh auction is extended. Let's say he's the 100, he might be the 101th participant having higher cap than the highest bidder. Now what happens? He was having a maximum cap of 25 lakhs. Yet with the 25 lakhs, he was much more powerful than the rest 99 participants present in that particular auction. What happens? Just one player comes who has, let's say, a cap of 40 lakhs. What he will do? If he has to win the bid, he knows that he will win the bid at 25.01 lakhs. Even if he bids that, he knows he's done. He has already won. इसके ऊपर उसको जाने का ही नहीं है. Because the highest bidder has only a cap of 25 lakhs. That is how the auction market works. That is how you might have seen multiple time frames into existence, multiple support resistance coming into picture, statements in the stock market like price goes higher and higher to find a seller, and vice versa. Price goes lower and lower to find a buyer. This is exactly what is an auction market in a layman's language. You don't have to dig your heads into those complex things. कहाँ buyer है, कहाँ seller है. Simple है. Auction में you have a base price, you have the ticks defined, okay, and the only third thing you require is how much can that particular base price be extended to be that particular third number to be as the highest bid. जहां पे ये bid खत्म हो गया, उसके बाद क्या होगा? This is the epitome. He will go now. See, firstly, the auctioneer who was auctioning MS Dhoni ka t-shirt was a seller and he was a buyer. The highest bidder was the buyer. Now what happens after the auction is completed? He bought the jersey for 20 lakh. Now even he has to make profit, right? वरना क्यों वो इतना महंगा jersey लेगा? What he will do is he will go into the third. Now he is the seller, okay, and now he will hunt for a third person who will become his highest bidder in terms of buyer. That is how the auction market or how the price works across. What I mean in simple terms, अगर हम इसको एक conclusion में देखें तो ये 30 मिनट का एक standard epitome cap होगा. वो cap आपको किधर दिख गया? इधर दिख गया. That is in terms of 6.529 K. That is how much? 653. So 653 millions. 653 million is 65.3 crores. The cap here in this particular candle was 63 point like how much? 63 point some XX crores. You got that particular cap. अब अगर इस रेंज को आउटबिड करना है, what does that simply means? अब हम इसको कैंडल में समझते हैं. अगर आपको ये सब समझ आ गया है, if you have a crux of all these explanations, let us simplify or let us apply this on the candlestick too now. So see, have a look here. We have a base price. What? Here the base price would be the open of the candle, definitely. Okay, so either open या low, जहाँ पे भी आप एक range बना सकते हैं. तो एक रेंज जो हमें बनाना है इधर, वो क्या बन जाएगा, वो ये बन जाएगा, ये कैंडल पे ही मनी फ्लो आया है, तो दिस वुड बी आवर रेंज। इसको अभी हम ब्लू रख देते हैं, जस्ट नॉट टू डिफाइन एनी कलर स्पेसिफिक, रेड ग्रीन, क्योंकि हमें पता नहीं अभी क्या है। ओके, बट यर इफ यू आस्क मी कि मुकुल भाई, इफ यू सी द मनी फ्लो इज नेगेटिव बट द कैंडल हैज क्लोज्ड पॉजिटिव, क्या आपका डिकोडिंग होगा इधर? सिंपल सा लॉजिक है, दैट sellers it opened gap down, ठीक है, sellers tried to push it down, but what happened? Buyers came in. Who were the buyers? See here, someone was trying to sell that at a base price of, let's say, opening either at a base price of 10,600 roughly, but the highest bidder took that amount higher. ये कैंडल का बायर might find the seller, or he might just take that particular price higher and higher until he finds a suitable seller. और वो कब आएगा? जब कोई ये पर्टिकुलर कैप को क्रॉस कर दे, then he will fully offload. Correct? Simple explanations, or simple, you can say, things working across. But when you see these things in terms of the market, you will find the significance in a very compactual manner. अब इस सबको डिलीट करते हैं एंड अब आते हैं अपने मेन ड्राइंग्स एंड एवरीथिंग पे, ठीक है? तो अब देखिए, नाउ वी नो दिस इज अ हाईएस्ट ईयरली वॉल्यूम, ईयरली मनी फ्लो कैंडल, 2024 का हाईएस्ट ईयरली वॉल्यूम प्रेजेंट है इधर, एंड व्हाट इज सिग्निफाइंग वॉल्यूम स्पाइक ऑफ 194% in 12 month session. I will come to this later, but for now let's just extend this, क्योंकि अभी तक इसने तोड़ा नहीं है, ठीक है? तो हमें पता है कि इधर एक स्ट्रॉन्ग सेट ऑफ बायर बैठा है. Why? Because he is short covered. You can see money flow is down, price went up, someone has bought in huge here, and that is very much visible. इतना छोटा सा कैंडल, but it has got what amount of significance that is in front of your eyes. Okay, and these are the very, very small things which makes the difference, or which make you differ from the bigger player and the retail community. Simple सा है. देखिए अभी आगे देखिए. Now we saw the yearly. अब इससे नीचे आते हैं. 6 months का कहीं दिख रहा है? No, because सब कुछ इधर ही आ गया होगा. अब हम देखते हैं मंथली पे आते हैं, क्योंकि ये फेब मंथ चल रहा है, फेब मंथ चल रहा था, तो फेब मंथ में अपने को किधर ये ही था. दिस वाज द ओनली मंथली, everything is here, like daily, weekly, monthly, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. So we will just move on to March now. So see, March में first of all we will see monthly candle किधर आ रहा है, आपका इधर आ रहा है. This was registered here, so we will mark. What we have to do, no brainer, mark this particular range of the candle, and keep it blue, that is indecisive as of now. इसको हम color change करेंगे when we get to know what we have to exactly allot to this particular range, red or green. Okay, अच्छा echo है, wait a minute. Is it clear now? Voice is clear now? Or still there is an echo? Be quick, please. You have to finish it out. Okay, perfect. So, yeah. Sorry. So, see, what I was talking about is these particular ranges. अब देखते हैं कि अपना वीकली किधर है. Okay. So, for अब वीकली के लिए you have these particular sorted informations here. ये देखिए, ये हमने वीकली ऑन कर रखा है. See session breaks here. So this is weekly. Similarly, we'll own this particular thing here. Don't worry if you're feeling the echo, guys. That will get cleared in the recording. Might be there might be some issue with your connections. rest people are hearing it fine. So I will not waste time on this right now. Okay. So see, you have a complete set of information with your custom pivots, your custom fund flux. Okay. All you have to do is now build up your confluence points, and you're done and you're sorted. So for instance, I will build up a particular position map for this particular thing, and then we will check it out with all the things combined. Okay, so that we get a good set of confluence everywhere we need it. So now differentiating it weekly. So see, previous week में इसका major volume इस candle पे था. That is, the previous week it had its major volume here, which eventually turned out to be the highest in this month also. In the entire month of March, this is the highest volume alongside weekly volume as well. उसके previous week में किधर है? इधर है. ठीक है? We will also mark this particular candle. अभी बेसिक्स के लिए आपको समझाने के लिए मैं मार्क कर रहा हूँ. बाद में इसको एलिमिनेट भी करेंगे हम. So be with me. Okay. इसके previous week में what do you see here, somewhere here, we will mark this also. Why? Because I said when I am basically trading intraday, I will take weekly to be the epitome, because this is an index. It will expire weekly. So अपने को एक नया level चाहिए होगा for the next week. These particular candles are meant to work for that particular week and for the developing weeks, because this is a money flow candle. ये dynamic तो रहेगा, but this carries a significance because a higher amount of money has been pumped in this particular range, and that is why you see this particular thing acting in a good proportions. अब हमने क्या किया? What we did is we plotted multiple weekly candles, weekly high candles from all across, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. Okay. Now you say, how can you decode something which is very complex or seems complex here? ठीक है? तो simple सा. उसके लिए हमने क्या use किया है? What we used for this is spikes. Now you remember the previous example of MS Dhoni jersey. Okay, you see a price range of, let's say, base price was 10 lakhs. Okay, just let me put this across 32. Base price was 10, and what was the winning price? The winning price or the highest bid was 20 lakhs. Correct. From 10 to 20, we knew that we had a certain amount of participants playing in that particular market. Sorry, just 1 minute. Yeah. From 10 to 20, we had approximately 100. Let's say 100 bidders, out of which the last bidder won the bid at 20 lakhs. Okay, so we will just do that thing or add that thing here. 100 participants or 100 100 attendees or 100 people who bidded for that entire auction process. Okay. This is the basic information what we have with us right now, which you also see in terms of these particular ranges here. Now what do you think? While these 100 people were bidding, okay, there might be an epitome, like this was the base price. Consider this to be a base price, and it went higher, 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 higher. This is where the auction got completed. You see, because इसके ऊपर price sustain नहीं किया, and वापस it is getting back to its mean position. What we can do here is we can mark this for now as red. What does that mean? It is a seller's zone or a seller's candle. ये देखिए, failed to sustain, failed auction, touch, 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 down, down, down. Basic. ठीक है? We will also like fine tune this within minutes. So please stay focused here. Very basics. So हमारा base price आ गया, highest bidder आ गया, ठीक है. अब now when someone has won this particular or this particular buyer became a seller when he bought or took the price up, he found a new buyer which eventually became a particular what? Now he is a seller because you can see that particular resistance. So this buyer became a seller here. Okay, or he offloaded and booked his profits. What will happen? We need a new buyer or a fresh buyer to for this particular seller. मतलब ये buyer ने जिसको sell किया होगा, this buyer to whom he sold was a buyer. What I mean by that is, just to simplify that, देखिए, this buyer took the price here. He offloaded, became a seller. But who bought that particular thing here? Because as you know, market is ultimately a thing of demand and supply. So someone who bought that particular thing when the previous buyer sold is actually the new buyer here. But what happened with him? He took his position for a toss. Because now the price is not going up from this particular range. What happens? We see a short build up here. Now what will happen? We need a new buyer from these particular range or in between this particular range to support this particular fresh buyer on the top so that he can now use that particular momentum to book his profit on the upper side. Simultaneously, these particular buyers in between these range can also try to offload here or here. This is what is the simple auction going on. I hope this is very clear to everyone. It's easy, so I don't think these things can be, because these auction theories are very complicated in nature. I tried to simplify to the simplest form possible. So I hope everyone is correlating to this. Okay. Like for example, सब कुछ छोड़ दो. You buy something. You bought a car. Your family has the first car with your salary. Okay. Now eventually after 5 years, you will try to sell that car to buy a new car, right? So the buyer of your car or to whom you sold is actually the new buyer of your car. And what you become now, you are now the seller of your car. What you will do with the money you got from selling your car, you will hunt for a new car. So again, from a seller, you will become a buyer when you buy your new car. But that is not the case here. We will not take that particular case here. We are interested that the one who bought your car, who was the fresh buyer, was he able to sell that particular car to a third person and become a seller by booking his profit? That is the main question. And that is where the market is called as a gambling den. But the scenario is not such. It is just the combinations, or you can say permutation and combinations of where are the possible buyers and sellers located. जिसने खरीदा है वो बेचेगा, जिसने बेचा है वो खरीदेगा. Yeah, simple सा, the one who has bought or the one who has bought something will sell it for a profit, and the one who has sold will try to hunt something new to buy for profiting again from that particular item. And this cycle goes on and on and on. And this is how price level fluctuate. And base price keeps on changing. Okay? Simple as that. तो अब हमें इतना तो पता चल गया कि ये रेंज है, इसमें कहीं पे हमें एक बायर चाहिए, ये रेंज में. ओके, जो इस बायर को एक एग्जिट दे सके, एंड जो इस नए बायर को एक एग्जिट दे सके, एंड ही माइट जस्ट बुक हिज प्रॉफिट आल्सो. टिल नाउ दिस न्यू बायर इज इनटू लॉस. He needs a new initiative or responsive buyers to help him take an exit at cost to cost or book some profit at a higher end and transfer his particular ownership to a third person, and those exchange of hand goes on till eternity. ठीक है ना? So yeah, yes, understood. So good, very good, very nice. So now let me just clear this thing off. Now we have a buyer zone and a seller zone. It is very much clear, and we have not touched anything with our biasness. This is all coming from price, volume, and money flow. That's the beauty of this particular thing. You did not even notice me talking about either demand zone or sell zone. No, it's just what the price is telling us. It's just what the volume is telling us, what the money flow is telling us. Now comes these particular two zones, which were eventually having the biggest in their respective weeks, biggest money flow in their respective weeks. So here you see, in this particular candle, you see a negative fund flow again. Okay, because eventually you see the flow is towards the downside. Either क्या होता है, either everyone, like a basic, a layman could also say that if the price was traveling down from here, it would eventually stop here. Why? Because already some buyers are sitting here. The buyers who are in this particular candle are sitting here, and they might just give a shirk towards the upper side, okay, to exit here, because if they know the strength is not good to hold, then they will make an exit at cost to cost or slightly at a higher profit or a fair value exit. What will happen? They will again break this particular thing and they will go down. Something like this is bound to happen. Okay. Or else what can happen is price idhar aake ruk jata. Something like this might have happened. Price was continuously traveling down, either consolidate ho gaya. In the extreme cases where these buyers are to be trapped, क्या होगा? सीधा gap down हो जाएगा इसके नीचे. A gap down below this particular zone, again it will go towards a test or it will go down and down. This is what the ideal scenarios look like. ठीक है? अब अगर आपको ये समझ आ गया, let's continue. So what we were speaking about is here. So see, now we know that these two candles hold the uttermost importance here. अब हमने इधर एक सेलर देखा, सेलर ट्रैप होते हुए बायर हो गया. आप ये देखिए, इधर जो बायर था वो ट्रैप होकर अब सेलर हो गया. See, the volume is on the upper side, the money flow is on the upper side, the candle is on the upper side, but somehow it turned out to be a swap zone. ये देखिए, see the amount, see this particular giant candle. Someone offloaded huge offloading here. Okay, what happens if you see 67.8% day on day? I will come to this. Okay, firstly we are speaking of week. So let us first finish with the weekly candles here. So see, अब इधर you see the fund flow is on the negative side, but eventually how it is closing. ये candle देखिए कैसे close कर रहा है. A doji candle testing both the extremes. नीचे भी टेस्ट किया, ऊपर भी टेस्ट किया. So what we need to simply do is place this particular range. Simple as that. And wait for this particular range to break. हमें, because we were so, anyone would be like highly convicted to buy somewhat quantity here or offload here if he was into a buy position, because he also knows that if the price directly comes here, then it would be a swift reaction towards a pullback, and that can be checked across with PEMA or your CPRs. I will apply everything. Let me first finish with this particular part. फिर पूरा सब कुछ एक साथ ऑन करके आप एक पूरा पिक्चर हम दिखाएंगे आपको. Ideal scenario after from scratch to complete, how it looks like and what kind of information you can decode from a given set of informations. Okay. So yeah. So we mark this thing. So we know till now, okay, in this particular week, buyers were present here, okay, and they took the price again towards the sell zone. So maybe two scenarios might have happened. If you see this thing here, the one who was the buyer, who bought here, was not able to sell fully. What happens? Again, somewhere here, he pulls the price back up, he offloads again. And this might continue until and unless he gets an exit. And you can see what is the amount of exit or fair exit here. Any candle has to cross this particular thing, firstly. Or multiple candles have to cover this particular thing up until and unless he gets an exit. Okay? So here this candle is of a significance because again it is trying to break on the upper side, retest, and then again it has gone up. So we will assume that these buyers were present here. Maybe responsive, maybe initiative. Okay? But you also know, if I want to ask you in terms of differentiating on a layman, you can say language, what buyers are present here? Can you tell me? Are these initiative buyers or are these responsive buyers? Simple question. Okay? The answer would be here is 50-50. Why? Because if we consider this to be a range, the extremes, then these basically are responsive players. Initiative तो नहीं है. Initiative होते तो ये range break कर देते. These extremes को break कर देते. Correct? But on the other way around, if I tell you who are these buyers in terms of daily time frame, so maybe these particular buyers were initiative buyers who took that particular extreme of daily sessions. But are they of any significance on a higher time frame? Yes, because they are contributing towards making the price reach from a weaker hand to a stronger hand on a higher TF. And when they meet up, they have a meeting, they decide what to do, and then those particular two players will again go up to find the third player on an HFT. And when this process will go on till a time when the bigger player on a certain time frame disagrees to buy everything at this particular value, and what he will do, he will say कि आप 100 पे buy किया था और आप मुझे भी 200 पे बेच रहे हो, but मुझे नहीं लगता कि 200 का 250 भी जाएगा. So what he will do is he will say that I will buy this around 150 or 140. What will happen? Again the price will push down, and that buyer would be ready to buy at a specified range or whatever he feels would be a fair value. And this is how the option process will go on. Okay? So no brainer, खाली आप ranges mark कर लो अभी, and then again we go. Now comes इस week में ये हुआ, ठीक है, we found a buyer, seller, buyer. अब देखते हैं ये week में क्या हो रहा है. ये week में we see first you can see basically passive spike happening on a red candle here, and then a follow through selling happens here. Again, what do you see? You see buyers coming around from this area. आप ये देख रहे हैं? Retest and again up. So basically responsive buyers for the previous week were present here. इसको भी decode करेंगे. For instance, just listen to me now. Okay. What we'll do is, now the candle comes out to be something like this. Okay. The intersection of the zones can be also used to check what are the price points where the buyers are sitting here. They are not willing to close below 10,722 for this particular week or for the previous week. And now the same thing you can see happening here. ये देखिए, ये एक रेंज बना के चल रहा है, बिकॉज इधर बायर है, इधर सेलर है. दिस इज द करंट डे, एंड व्हाट द करंट डे इज स्टेटिंग हियर, ये कैंडल पे आपका वीकली वॉल्यूम अभी करंटली आज ही बना है. दिस इज फ्रेश. सो व्हाट वी विल डू इज वी विल अगेन मार्क दिस पर्टिकुलर कैंडल. Again, what we will do is we will mark this thing as blue. Okay. Now comes the next step. अब हमारे पास इतने सारे blues हैं. Okay, we know that this is red, this is green, but too many blues. Which price to follow? Or which range to specifically follow? Which range is stronger here? So what we did for this is, see, whenever, now coming back to this particular example, these 100 attendees might have bidded in a form of a certain text. ठीक है? हो सकता है कि between a slot of 11th, let's say for example, 11th attendee or 11th bidder, yeah, in between 11th to, in between 11th to, let's say any random number, 26th bidder, ये रेंज में बहुत ही अग्रेसिव बिडिंग हुई थी. या लेट्स से in between 11th and 26th bidder, there was too much of an aggressive bid of the entire auction process. What people practicing volumes or market profile call this as point of control, right? Where the highest volume is present. तो इधर हमारा हमको क्या पता चल रहा है कि 11th और 26th बिडर, मतलब इसका जो बेस बिड होगा एंड इसका जो हाईएस्ट बिड होगा, वो आपका एक रेंज बना देगा. दैट विल मेक यू अ रेंज स्टेटिंग दैट दिस इज द रेंज वेयर हाईएस्ट वॉल्यूम और अग्रेसिवनेस वाज देयर इन द पर्टिकुलर ऑप्शन प्रोसेस और ड्यूरिंग द मार्केट फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर डिफाइंड पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, राइट? नाउ फॉर दिस, लेट्स से इसका जो वॉल्यूम जनरेट हुआ, मतलब between 11th to 26th, how many people bidded? Quickly, so that I know you are able to follow. In between 11th to 26th bidder, how many people bidded? Can someone quickly give me a number, please? Type in a live chat. How will you know that? From 11th bidder to 26th bidder, how many persons bidded in that particular auction? Okay. So basically, what you will do to find that out, 15 people bidded in this particular range. Okay, 26 minus 11, high minus low, simple. So let's say the base price, or meanwhile in between this particular bidders, the total accumulated, मतलब इन 15 जनों का, if in between 11th and 26th bidder there is a range of 15 bidders, then each 15 bidders individually might have a certain bid which was outbidded, right? So what the actual point to state here is, इनका जो cumulative 15 bids होंगे, for example 11th ने मारा होगा कुछ 10.2 lakhs, 12th bidder ने दिया होगा उसका 10.225 lakhs, 13th bidder ने दिया होगा 10.5 lakhs, somewhat like that. So let us assume the volume generated out of these 15 people was somewhere around an average volume of 10 lakhs. 10 into 15, that is 150, okay, or 1.5 CR. What is this? This is actually what we are specifying as money flow in this particular concepts. ये money flow है which was very significant out of the entire auction. ये रेंज में बहुत ही aggressive bids हुई थी. अब let's say this is live bidding. अभी तक जो live count है वो let's say that is 44th bidder is bidding. Okay, until now we know कि ये तो highest range आ गया, 1.5 का epitome अभी बन चुका है in terms of volume. What happens? Let's say after 52nd bidder till 78th bidder, again the bidding goes heated up. Eventually, why? Because देखिए इसका जो रेंज था, ठीक है, उसका एवरेज वैल्यू क्या था, या एवरेज टिकट साइज क्या हो सकता है? मैक्स 10 lakhs, 11 lakhs, 12 lakhs, Okay. But when the bid is higher, here, 50 seconds is 78th. It cannot be, logically, it cannot be in the range of 11 to 12 lakhs, right? It has to be in a range higher than that. Because तभी तो इतने participants आके bid किए जा रहे हैं. अगर ये bidder इधर तक नहीं आते, means if there was no 52 or 78 bidder, then price might have reversed. Yeah, this 44th bidder who bidded for an X amount would be the highest bidder, and the auction might be over. Simple, right? But we already know that there were 100 attendees. Means auction is not yet over. Someone is there, or still 56 people are left from this point who will bid higher than this particular bidder. Till the point the auction gets over. So, अब एक और range आता है 52nd to 78th bidder who take the bidding to the next level of aggressiveness, and इसका जो volume generate होता है, let's say 15 lakhs, okay, and in between 52 to 78, how many people bidded? Now can I get an answer, please? अब तो easy होना चाहिए आप सबके लिए. In between 52 to 78, how many people bidded? Just give me a quick number. What we'll do is I minus low. Simply, how many people bidded was 78 minus 56. That comes around 226, right? 26 people. Let's say 26 people into an average bid of let's say 16 to 17 lakhs. Let's say 17 lakhs. 26 into 17, that turns around into 442. 442 crores. See the difference here. 15 people, okay, making a max bet. Sorry, what I'm trying to do. 4.42 crores. Okay, sorry. My bad. Right? 4.4 crores. It's almost like 3 times of the volume generated in this particular price band. What is this? This is money flow. Okay, this is your range. You know कि इतना money flow ये range में आया था, फिर इतना बड़ा money flow ये range में आया था. What are we doing? We are simply marking these ranges because we know. अब let's say अगर ये price कल से उठ के let's say someone interrupts the bidding and says, जैसे कि stock market में news आ जाता है, someone in this ongoing auction, while the auction is towards the 79th bidder, someone comes in or someone steps in and says, this particular product is fake. What will happen? The current bidder who bidded the last is at risk now. Why? Because he is eligible to buy that, because he bidded for it. Despite knowing that this will go to like zero within a matter of seconds, because the news has broke down. What will happen? He will be forced to take that particular thing, and eventually what he will do, out of panic, he might sell that to some other buyer outside for much lower price. Let's say इसका 16 to 17 का बैंड था, वो 11 या 10 lakhs में ऑफलोड करने का कोशिश कर देगा. When he is trying to sell that at a loss of 6 to 7 lakhs, another news comes in. The first news, which was conveyed as the product to be fake, is not yet confirmed by sources, or this happens to be false information. What will happen? You already know that this was the area where the bid was very, very aggressive. These 15 people will again know that the actual value was somewhere around 16-17 lakhs, and they're getting the product for how much? 10-11 lakhs. They will bid aggressively in this particular range when the price is coming back. This is what is happening here. Imagine this thing, the live auction was going here, someone came in, कोई इधर आया, let's say some news broke out, the price went down, people started to sell off in panic. What happens? The news reversed out. Again, it got to a fair value because this buyer knows case the original value of this particular product lies in this particular gap. What he will do? He will quickly buy, quickly sell, make a good arbitrage amount of profit and be aside. क्या होगा? वापस ही नीचे आएगा, ऊपर जाएगा, नीचे आएगा, ऊपर जाएगा, नीचे आएगा, ऊपर जाएगा. Right? Until and unless a third or कभी long term में ऐसा होता है कि the painter of this particular paint or let's say MS Dhoni, okay? अभी जैसे हम जर्सी के बारे में बात कर रहे थे, तो let us keep talking about jersey only. Now, if you have understood the certain process till here, okay, what is happening with the news, how news impacts the prices, the bands, etc. Okay, you will see n number of things happening in between these ranges. But if I just ignore everything, अगर आपको ये डेटा पता ही नहीं होता, ये डेटा कुछ पता नहीं होता आपको कि ये from 0 to 100 bidders क्या डेटा आपने क्लस्टर किया है, क्या आपने उसको decode किया है. If you didn't knew all of this, would you be able to make that particular quick profits? No, right? Because you never had an idea. आपको पता ही नहीं था कि yes, this amount of aggressiveness is present here. The only possible persons without this data, जिसको नहीं पता होगा, the only possible two persons would be the highest bidder in this price band, that is the 26th bidder, and the highest bidder, the lowest bidder in this price band, that is the 52nd bidder. What you will try to do? 52nd bidder will try to buy aggressively or outbid the 26th bidder. And who will win eventually? The 52nd bidder. Why? Because he knows the news is fake and the price will eventually travel towards this particular fair value. Because price उधर तक ऑप्शन हुआ है पहले भी. Okay? तो उधर तक नहीं या उसके थोड़ा नीचे तो हो ही जाएगा. Out of people again coming to FOMO. कि भाई न्यूज़ तो फेक था, again let's buy it for quick profits. What will happen? This person is now the epitome of the entire auction. Unless and until someone comes and outbids this particular price band. जो कि मैंने इधर बोला. अब ये जो जितने भी players हैं जो इधर quick profits के लिए आ रहे हैं in between this particular range, okay, they have to join hands with either this new buyer or they have to join hands with this previous buyer turning into sellers to take that particular thing down. Are you understanding? This is how the auction will work. So now let's say इसमें third, अब last scenario में add कर देते हैं कि let's say suppose all these while the auction ended, everyone bought in, okay, the max was 20 lakhs. The auction over, either 20 lakhs capital. Now let's say this price is again going down towards downside. ठीक है, इधर इसको भी तोड़ के नीचे जा रहा है. For example, after a few weeks, a news comes in, MS Dhoni is retiring from T20 and Test cricket. Okay, and eventually or fortunately, the bidder who bought this at 20 lakh, despite all those tantrums and dramatic flow of events, okay, fortunately he has that jersey which is signed by MS Dhoni. And that jersey belongs to his last test match. Now what will happen? If the price had gone something like this, na? Just a minute. Let's say if the price was traveling something like this, okay? What will happen? At this particular point of time, एक न्यूज़ आया कि MS Dhoni is retiring and the buyer who has bought that earlier jersey happens to be a signed jersey of MS Dhoni of his last test match. What will happen? सीधा short cover. This is how the market works. What is this? Ideally, this is short covering. This is short covering. This is no new fresh buying. ये fresh buying नहीं है. जितने भी shorts बना के बैठे थे सारे हटेंगे. Fresh buying तो इधर से आएगी. This particular thing. Or if this particular point was the retest and buy point, ये वाले responsive buyers होंगे. These are not the actual confident buyers. ये इधर आके sell कर देंगे. These are the arbitrage players. आपको याद है जो इसमें न्यूज़ आया था? What we discussed about. This painting is fake, and then again the news confirms that the information of fake painting is not yet verified. Again, what will happen? This creates a range. और उसमें arbitrage players खेलेंगे. This is what is happening in the stock market. This range is where investors are sitting. They are in for a longer period of time. And this smaller time frames mein, in between these range is where traders are playing on day to day, week to week, month to month basis. Simple, sober, you can say functioning of stock market in a nutshell. And who is the driving factor for the volatility here is basically news. So now you know when you have to, if you hear some news, you will now, or from here on, you will know if that news is useful or it is coming for a specific purpose. See, no news comes out to be just for fun. Remember that. No one is willing to risk his business just by promoting fake popularity. That is coming for a purpose. Even a bad news, too bad news is a good news for the market. You might have heard this various times in stock market. The similar things can be seen in this particular example. Too much of bad things are also good things for market because kitna बुरा हो जाए. COVID में when COVID started, when everyone knew this thing is coming, what is this thing? Market fall like they just skydived sharply, nosedived. Okay, what happened? A point came where everything was factored in, and when was that point? When the lockdown extended for the third time. Everyone knew कि हाँ अब हुआ तो क्या होगा? 4, 5, फिर 4th time हो जाएगा, 5th time हो जाएगा. But eventually, globally things are under control. Okay, so what will happen? Eventually, government will try to open it up. What happened? The price started to make a stagnant effect, and then on the new buyers came and took the price upside. This is the power of factoring in stock market, and it is only possible in stock markets. Why? Because it's the only place where you can discount the future. All the जितना बुरा हो सकता है ना आप सब डिस्काउंट कर लेते हैं वो फॉल में, एंड जितना अच्छा हो सकता है आप उसको डिस्काउंट कर देते हो in that buying phase. And that is how the market will work across in each and every given time frame. Right? So I hope you understood this particular simple things. अब आप इसको देख सकते हैं in terms of spikes. तो जो हमने इधर spikes discuss किए, this is a spike of what? 1.5 to 4.2 crores, roughly 3x. That is 300% of spike. तो ये भी crucial information, right? What we will do is we will use this spike, or what we have done in this particular thing is we have used this particular spike to our benefit of what exactly the player, like if we have two, or let's say we have how much, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different zones. Now which zone is actually stronger from all those 5 zones? We need to only pick 2. Why? Because we have to define a range, correct? In between that range you can just play out with daily pivots, hourly pivots. वो भी मैं ऑन करके बताऊंगा अभी आपको. Okay, everything will make sense. We are almost about to market closing. We are also closing down in the next 15-20 minutes. So everything will make sense in the next 15 minutes. So please be there, right? So see here. Spikes will tell you the real picture of what these particular zones are attributed to. or what is the purpose of this particular zones to be here for a specific use or not. Just a minute. I guess, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what I was speaking was, yeah. So see, this spikes will help you identify what are these zones developing for and how stronger are these particular zones from the previous zones. So now we will compare week on week. Either आपको दिख रहा है, this is the highest. So you already know out of these 5 zones, this is the strongest zone. And white, green or red, it is very clearly visible. That is why I marked it green. So you know if the price is coming down from here also, see. This is live. Everything is going live. It will hit here now. Okay. And what is happening? Eventually the price will try to test this particular range. अभी और भी information बाकी है. Be with me. Be with me. The next 10 minutes you will see everything shaping up. So we found our short-term buy zone. Okay. We found our short-term sell zone. Why? Because we see here it is 24% or 25% day-on-day rise spike, but minus 78% week-on-week. What does that mean? Let's say you had a volume of 10 lakh. So 10 बहुत हो गया 100 CR का एक volume Nifty में, for example. Okay. And you have a range of how much? 50 points. 100 CR, 50 points. 50 point का कैंडल था, या let's say 100 point का कैंडल है. 100 points का कैंडल है. एक और वॉल्यूम आता है या मनी फ्लो आता है of 250 crores. But how much? With let's say range of 110 points, and a third range comes of 50 crores. 50 crores of how many? Of let's say 350 points. Listen to me very, very carefully. This will solve many of your doubts, many of your doubts regarding positional picks, regarding filtering stocks, regarding picking stocks for weekly trades or intraday trades. बहुत ही simple है, बस आपको समझना है कि क्या हो रहा है. ठीक है? Listen to me very carefully for the next 2 minutes now. What I told, we have 3 things happening out here. 100 crore का money flow आ रहा है 100 point के candle पे. First. Second thing, what is happening here is, this is first scenario. Second scenario, 250 crore का money flow आया है, which is eventually what? 2.5x. 2.5x of the first, you can say first slab. Right? कैसे 2.5? 100 crores minus 250 crores. That is 150. Sorry, 1.5x. Okay, 1.5x. Volume is 1.5x, but range क्या है? Range hardly 10 points ही बड़ा है. Okay, so what you can say is 10% promotion in range. इधर हम क्या लिख देंगे? इधर हम लिख देंगे 10% promotion in range. रेंज में 10% का ही प्रमोशन है. 10% एंड इसको हम कर देंगे ग्रीन, बिकॉज प्रमोशन हुआ. इसको भी हम कर देंगे ग्रीन. So far so good. Okay, we know that this is getting into strength. Now let's say, now the third thing comes, 50 crores. Which is actually how much? If we compare, let's say, ये आप बोलो ये week है, ये week 1 है. Just let me specify here. This is week 1, 1W, again it's 2 blue. This is 1W, okay, 1W है, ये 2W है, ये second week है, okay, this is second week and this is third week. Week on week पे compare कर, okay, this is your second week and this is your third week, correct? Now what is happening? Second week में week on week you have a 1.5x rise in volume, money flow, yet 10% rise in range. मतलब पहले अगर let's say उसका प्राइस क्लोजिंग प्राइस था 100, so now you have a closing price of 110, 120. What is happening in the third week? Listen to me very, very carefully. 50 crores. How much is that? 200 crores. ठीक है, 50 minus 250, how much is that difference? 200 crores. 200 divided by 50, how much is that? 4x, almost 4x. तो इधर हम क्या लिखेंगे? 4x. But what is this? 4x माइनस में है, ठीक है, 50 करोड़ था, 250 करोड़ तो प्रीवियस वीक का मनी फ्लो था, अभी खाली 50 करोड़ ही आया, बट 350 पॉइंट्स का रेंज है. व्हाट डज दैट मीन? वी विल फर्स्टली टर्न दिस इनटू रेड एंड से minus 4x. Understand this very carefully. Yet there is a significant increase in the range. How much is that? 110 minus 350. 350 350 minus 110, how much is that? 240 points. And if I compare it like week on week, then it is somewhere around 2.18%. That is 2.18x. What I will do is I will just place this thing here. 2.18x. Simply इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? Now if you compare week on week, what does this mean? Let's say अब आपका जो प्राइस था इधर फर्स्ट वीक में, आपका क्लोजिंग प्राइस जो था was somewhere around 100. ओके, ये आपका क्लोजिंग प्राइस हो गया 100. इसको हम कर देंगे ऑरेंज. ये आपका क्लोजिंग प्राइस है. सेकेंड वीक में आपका क्लोजिंग प्राइस कितना होना चाहिए अकॉर्डिंग टू स्टैंडर्ड? ये सारे हाइपोथेटिकल एग्जांपल है खाली आपको समझाने के लिए. जस्ट फॉर योर एक्सप्लेनेशन आई एम टेकिंग हाइपोथेटिकल एग्जांपल, सो डोंट गो इनटू लाइक actual maths of this. Okay, hypothetical, understand that. So 110. Third week में इसका 110, right? Now see what is happening in the third week. Third week में क्या हो रहा है? It is a jump of 2.8x. What does that mean? 2.8 into last closing price was 110. 110 into 2.18. How much that comes? 240 somewhere around. Mota. 240. Are you understanding what happened here? What happened here actually? Let us analyze. First week 100 crore, 100 points. Okay, done. This is our base. This is our base price. अब हमको कंपेयर करना है फॉर द कमिंग वीक्स. जैसे कि हमको इधर ये मिल गया था, हमको एक कैंडल मिल गया, दिस इज आवर बेस. अब हम ऊपर जा रहे हैं. सेकेंड वीक हमको कोई नहीं मिला. ये वीक में हमें in this particular following week we got the highest weekly volume here, and it signifies minus 78.6% in money flow. Means somewhat like this. Okay, yet how much is the increase from its base price? कितना increase है बताइए? Let's say कुछ इधर से इधर तक का increase. How much is that? 4.14% or 440 points. 440 points, but money is not flowing. Understand conceptually, to make this price go from 100 to 110, we had to use almost 1.5x of base money flow. But from 110 to 240, almost 200 times range shift, we only required 50 crores. इसको भूल जाओ एक मिनट के लिए, ये सब कंपैरिजन भूल जाओ, forget about this. Just observe this. To just move 10 points, we had to almost deploy 150 crores extra to go 10 points upper. But what happens? 240 points, or almost like 240 points upper from this particular range, we only required 50 crores. That is even less than the base price, 100 crores. अगर हम बेस प्राइस को कंपेयर करें, ठीक है, तो फॉर ईच 100 points we require 100 crores. Hypothetical example. So if we had moved 350 points, how much would have been required here? Almost 350 crores. Correct? How much is missing? 300 crores. And what is that? That states there is no fresh interest of buyers. And how will you know that, or how you come to know that? When you compare all these data in terms of spikes, what we have did exactly here. So इधर क्या हुआ? अब देखिए आप, what is happening? ये अगर, if you understood this particular example, then have a close look here now. Sorry, 1 minute. What is happening out here? Despite the candle or the money flow being positive on the following week, and the candle also closing on the higher side, you had a spike of minus 78%. Or let's say numerical छोड़ दो, you had a spike of negative percentage, or let's say negative spike week on week. What does that mean? This means that when you mark this particular range, this low of this range has to be protected for the fresh buyers to auction this price higher. But until now we didn't knew that this was a sell zone. Why I marked it red was, this is the big reason here. Now it is not like very specific कि अभी हम let's say हम इधर तक ही, we are just here. ये देखिए, इसका replay देखते हैं. Okay, we are just at this particular candle. Let's replay this. You see, until here we have almost here, और कितना है हमारे पास? 22nd Feb को we have a weekly spike, or the highest weekly candle developing on Thursday. Now let's start the replay from here on, and let's check what is happening. Okay, ये देखिए. See the shift. Saw the shift? What happened? The shift happened on the upper side. But when you check, is this shift clearly like in sort of some positive value? Definitely no. वो कब होता? If you logically think, this is the epitome of what you see. अगर इसको एक ही झटके में क्रॉस करना है, और let's say week on week कितना था इसका? week on week भी 243% प्राइस था. मतलब ये कितने का मनी फ्लो है? Almost about 1.95 crores. Okay, and how much is this? 1.41 crores. Despite this being closer to this, this is still weak. And you see the same thing which happens out here. अब जब ये weak है, तो हमें ये पता है कि the fresh buyers तो नहीं है. These are not the fresh buyers. What happens? Have a look. See. Now we will see when the big candle comes in. See. Okay, rejection. Then again, then comes again the rejection. goes down, up, down. An active spike comes in. See this. So what happened here? See. Now see this range. See this range, candle range, and see the spike. It is both like 67.8 on both the time frames. What do we know by this? We know that these are the genuine sellers. And where the sellers were located at this particular price point. Saw something. How simple things can decode most of the complex calculations. And this is just mid-cap futures. We have not even touched Fin Nifty, we have not even touched Bank Nifty, Nifty, Sensex. अभी तो 4 और बाकी है. This is just mid-cap futures. Let's move forward. What is happening? Let's check. हमें range तो मिल गया इसका. Let's see what happens in this particular zone. Observe carefully. So, first rejection, then again buying interest came. No significant volumes. See again, ये देखिए. Either this is trying to cross. After this rejection, this tried to cross, but you see no specific volume, grayish area. और आप spike में भी देखो, -55. So you know these are not the genuine buyers. This is just a play of ticks. Highest bidding ticks, and again you see this is not the specific area where you can just go and enter. आगे देखो. See. Active spike. So this is an active spike. What happens? Some buyers again came in. Why? Because this was first a rejection candle. You saw in the replay. This first got rejected big time, and then some buyers came in, protected. So again they are trying to protect the same thing. You can see this in the replay. Through an active spike. See. That is why you might have heard in the stock market also, you can hide the price in layers, but you cannot hide the volume. And you can see very, very minutely what is happening at the back end, which is not visible in the at the current situation. But when you replay and you go and check all these things out, you may see how beautifully things are getting developed here. Right? Let's go ahead. See, 41.7% का spike है in this particular candle. So you know someone is trying to take down these particular buyers, responsive buyers maybe. Okay, by this particular candle. All these are not with any bias. Everything purely coming from price and volumes. I have not yet included any of my bias here. See, again the spike shifts. 51.7. What does it state? It is a continuing strength. So, continuing strength. Spikes are increasing with increase in percentage spike also. See, let's carry on. Look, what was the candle first? Did anyone observe here? The candle went all down, then again came up all in. Have a look here. Okay? Here now we know that selling is still going on. Why? Because you see a rejection with highest weekly volume getting registered here. What is that? 52.3 day on day, which is more than the previous day. 50% more than the previous day too. First. Second, it is more than the previous week also. ये देखिए. 73, almost 74%. What are it stating? That it might just go again down. That is why I said this is indecisive. मैंने blue mark कर दिया, because if इधर आ जाता है इसको तो like if the lower extreme would have been break of this particular candle range, then eventually you know that buyers were sitting here. This is a fresh zone, virgin zone. So buyers might touch here and try to like go to this particular extreme. So price action कैसा होता? Something like this might have happened. A touch to this particular extreme at most, और फिर इसके बाद वापस ऐसा कुछ. Something like this would have happened. Okay. Let's move forward. Observe very carefully now. Rejections. You saw how the upper extreme is getting rejected? See, rejections. With no volumes, no certain volumes. Spike. Active spike comes here. Okay. That means what? This particular candle में there is some buyers present. ये देखिए आपको इधर दिख रहा है ORS, that is outside reversal pattern, means this particular candle is engulfed by the buyers. Extreme tested, again you get a green signal, again इधर आप देखिए, see this candle with an active spike, downside में, but it is getting bought. Someone is trying to protect this particular range. See the midpoint also. Are you getting how that particular things are developing across? Let's see further. Look, again an active spike. You saw what happened in this particular candle? Down and again active spike. See, pause. A month. Feb month में सबसे बड़ा candle यही है. And now what is happening here? Have a look. 1 minute. What is happening here? Have a look. You know these are not the strong ones. Minus in monthly as well, but positive in weekly. Have a look. Positive in weekly. What does that mean? Someone has tried to show up from here on a weekly time frame. इसको मैं अभी pivots जब on करूँगा आपको वो दिख जाएगा. You will see when I'm on the pivot points. Okay, have a look now. Let it flow. See, saw the shift? Saw the shift here? What is happening? Again, a weekly shift with an active spike. What does this mean? These are not the stronger player. Like these are not the players with high convictions. The blue spikes. That is why I call this as active spike. Active spike is someone who is trading on an arbitrage opportunity. They are not here to move the market to the extremes. They are here to play within the extremes. Mostly, or most of the times. Okay, 90 to 95% of the times these spikes are just to like take the price to a certain extreme created, or to the upper or the lower extreme. Okay, have a look now. Meanwhile these red spikes are denoting, or these are called as passive spikes, means ये कहीं ना कहीं एक higher time frame के player भी जुड़े हुए हैं. What does that mean is red spikes में there are some slightly higher TF player also coming into the picture, because there might be some HTF level present in this particular extreme. We will check for that too. Okay, and this yellow, this orange orange spike is basically a retro spike. This means some long-term investors, or you can say not long-term, but some positional players are present. Why I'm not calling them an investor? Because we are using a lower time frame. If we have been using a daily time frame and we have gotten an orange spike, then I can say that yes, they are those high, or you can say some high time frame investors who are buying because they feel the price is getting cheaper. At what they bought, they are again getting that particular thing for cheaper, and they knew okay, this particular thing has went till this particular point. So if I'm getting this thing cheaper with the company being good in fundamental and everything, quarter on quarter growth, then this again will cross that particular thing. That is what is called buy on dips in stock market. Simple and crisp. इससे simple तो क्या ही बताऊं मैं आपको. Okay, so this is very simple explanation of how you sell and rise buy on dips for fair values. With all those, keep that particular MS Dhoni ka Joshi example in mind. Everything would be sorted for the entire trading career for you. At least on the foundational fronts. उसके बाद तो देखो skills तो it needs to be developed with given screen times and your applicable or adaptability towards learning new sets of things. Okay, that definitely cannot be differentiated, or let's say cannot be formulated into a one specific you can say scenario. So let's continue with this thing. See, again a spike of daily -6. See, now comes again a weekly spike somewhere here. After getting rejected, what do you see here? Have a close look. इसने इसको touch किया, right? It just touched, kissed, and was down again. An active spike. Okay. Again, an active spike comes 140% day on day. And which is this candle? This is इतना छोटू सा candle है. This small candle has such a significance for that particular trading session, that is 4th of March. Are you getting my point? You do not see this with your naked eyes, or you cannot even imagine this when you are trading in live market. Okay, such small candle can be of utmost significance for you for that particular day. Let's move forward. Let's see if this spike shifts for this particular day or not. Look what happened. We already are moving to 5th. This is the candle. इसका range mark करो. Mark this particular range. Observe what happened. Observe what is happening. See, full day it did not break this particular range despite massive monstrous sellers sitting here. इसको break नहीं कर पाया. You see? Now continue. See, this is the spike comes again towards the downside, being bought again. ये देखिए. What is the spike? -5.2. Means first it is an active spike. Means these are not the conventional players. Second, it is again very weak. Like the selling is weak here. Or it might be decided on the further candles. So let's check. Let's check. See what happened. Do you saw something? क्या हुआ? Price, this was weak selling. So what happened? अगर ये positive होता तो ये सीधा इधर से ही इधर आ जाता, straight away इधर. What happened? This being a negative spike, what is happening? They had to retest it, retest the swap zone once again, break, retest, and now this will continue. Look, saw something. What happened? Retest, सीधा नीचे, straight away down. See what is happening. Day on day 270% का spike है नीचे की side. Week on week is also strong, but month on month it is still weak. It is still weak for month on month. Let's check again. Let's check forward. What is happening? Protection. Saw So extreme reversal candle setup, and then again protecting the extreme, lower extreme, again towards the upper side, traveling back to the upper extreme. So see, let's see if any spike is coming. Spike comes here. What is this? Almost nil. Like, it is not that specific. But see the candle, the size of candle, which candle is of utmost significance. You will be shocked to see these things. Now see. So what happened? This is the zone. This was weak, right? What happened? Active spikes toward the downside. It breaks the zone. It did not travel further. Why? Because this was weaker. ये upper range पे आपका, this candle के upper range पे you see a failed auction or a failed move on the upper side, alongside confirmation with volumes also being not specific. Firstly, it is gray, and second, तो इसमें volume कुछ है ही नहीं. Sorry, money flow कुछ है ही नहीं. No money has been flowed in this particular region. And you see a break moving forward. So the shift, what happened here? See, strong in day on day, but again weak on this is still weak, minus 65% weak on week. Means now the seller zone is something like this. ठीक है, ये हमारा रेंज बन गया. अब देखते हैं किधर जाता है. Now if this has to go up, then what is the target? This particular red zone. It has to go down first here and ultimately here. Let's see what is happening. ये तो आज का ही है, right? Check. Full history, geography, सब आ गया इसमें. This is the exact notation of what you can see right now. Sub zones. आपके extremes आ गए. This is your extremes. These are all the zones where some activity has happened. Fine, right? अब when you know these particular zones, इसको अब 2 मिनट के लिए बंद कर देते हैं. अब देखते हैं लगा के. Now we will see what are the things or what things are falling into place when you use your custom free flow tool. How that makes a difference now. Let's see. What we'll do is we will on this all. Have a check. Daily भी on कर देते हैं. Daily CPR trails. And do you want me to on the PEMA? Just give me a confirmation. You want to check it with PEMA also? Okay. Meanwhile, while you type, I will just carry forward this. Have a look right now. See. I will just, for instance, close this out. Have a look. How much more simplified and how much more beautiful can this chart turn out to be? If anyone has something, they can just let me know. But I don't think. See, this is what you can see as a reflection of almost a quarter, 3 months of brainstorming of these particular concepts to this finished product right now. And this is still not being added with daily pivots. Remember that. Everything makes sense now. You see what is happening out here in this particular region. The chart looks quite messy right now because this is not my custom, you can say, not my custom theme. I have lighter colors, but by default it is everything is darker. So spare for that. But yeah, see. So this is previous week low. Previous week low. This is L4. What happens? L4 protected, protected, protected. See the short covering happening here itself. Have a look. Bearish GPZ. Okay. Following very, very good. We get a volume candle. See the price. It is not breaking previous week low. It took an early entry here. The whole market or people might have got a signal somewhere here. You can go and check with the normal time frames also. See. And the short covering. Virgin CPRs. Where the thing is coming down. Have a look. Virgin CPR. I can just extend the zone to this particular CPR also. All these are fine trimmings now. Check this out. I guess now everything will make sense. As and when we go on fine tuning the same. Okay, now this zone makes sense. Okay, see this thing here now. Bullish GPZ, rejections from previous week high, it is not moving. Check this thing. Free fall towards H3. This is your L4, not breaking L4. Why? Because we have a virgin CPR, buyers ka virgin CPR. You see the dramatic pull over, pull back again down. You see why this zone is not breaking. Right? What is happening? Again, if you see, we have a overlapping higher CPR. It breaks, it retests. ये देखिए. It breaks, it retests, and then down. So this is L3, L4. Again, previous week low is not being breaked. Check this line. This low L4 from this week. Then again, it is not breaking here. With a good confluence of money flow, your virgin CPR, your previous week low level, also weekly L4. What is happening? Have a look. Again moving up, pushing up, again coming down, protecting this. In the current week also, ab dekho. Current week also L4 was protected. Okay. Now, interesting thing is, if now we know that if this thing was very specific, from now on we know how to analyze. So let's say we knew that here a buying can come, for example, because risk is mitigated. You know that इधर तक ही risk है, ठीक है? या फिर इसका मैंने daily, I have not yet even switched on the daily pivots. So that is why I am saying that risk can be mitigated further too. इधर कहीं L6 होता है इधर ही कहीं पे, somewhere here, daily L6. Okay, so you might have taken a buy position here for this retest or something like that, because you know that buyers are present here. And then with the small risk, you can just carry the positions depending on how the day is progressing along. Now let me just clear everything off. Or wait. We moved up, now we are moving down. Again, what is happening? There is no response near weekly L3. Buyers did not want to go up. Retest again down, again this. What will happen now? Eventually this will try to break and turn price point till here, somewhere here in this range, right? So see, this thing can be seen somewhere here in the coming time. The beauty is, your next week market has closed. Okay, let me clear this thing off. Your next week, or let's say your weekly expiry or upcoming weekly expiry of mid-cap Nifty will start from tomorrow itself, because you know your levels now, ahead of what everyone is waiting for. They will now react when? Next, I guess probably next Monday. You are ready from tomorrow. You are ready for tomorrow. People would be trading for Nifty. You can make a good move in mid-cap Nifty. Technically, you are ahead, one step ahead of the entire crowd. They are trading what is actually expiring. It has to go to zero. But you are trading what has actually started to form a value or to go for a value discovery. This is the edge what you can get with this particular free flow of pivots. And added this, trust me, this is just what I have showed you with mid cap. I will not make this live stream long, and it's an assignment for you. Go and check this on Nifty and Bank Nifty. You will be amazed. You will be mind blown. Okay, and yeah, a few examples of stocks. I will make a separate video of that, a recorded video, and I'll put that across so that you have the time to absorb all these particular things, test them out, okay, and alongside we'll build an ecosystem. Now, coming towards the end of this particular thing, we are announcing that this is just part 1. Okay, let me just close this off right now. This is just part 1. Free flow and fund flux are just part 1 of what our bigger project is. Second in the pipeline is the most awaited, and I guess almost from last 1 year since the time of ban, I have most of the queries for this particular this particular tool, and that is money zones. Maximum queries from past 1 year allocate to money zones. So next in the pipeline is basically money zones, but that is going to be a hell of an experience when you combine this fund flux with money flow. It is going to be next level. You cannot even believe what potential these simple concepts carry when you simplify the market for yourself. Okay. And third in the pipeline would be a surprise element for the entire market regarding, or let's say for the overall market, which is definitely, I can say, not available right now across any platform. Except it might be available with our OG boss, that is the big boss, Frank Ochoa. But after him, I guess it would be available with an only pivot minute. I am sure of that, because we have worked very minutely for that thing. Okay, but again, that is a very small part of our entire ecosystem. This is also even a small part. If you feel this to be a big part, then there are much bigger part coming for the next few parts into this particular ecosystem. That's one. Second, on the closing note, I would like to say that these particular indicators will be out or will be launched by evening tomorrow. You will see them by evening 8 PM mostly in the next 4 or 5 hours. and you might be able to see them on TradingView, on our TradingView profile. Third thing is regarding it is free or paid. This time it is not going to be free, but again we will provide you at almost penny cost, that is hardly 3 to 4 rupees per day. Okay, or you can say max to max 1.5 rupee per expiry. That is nothing, and that is basically this step had to be taken. Don't get me wrong, but the step, it's in front of everyone. We cannot afford to lose this in any way possible, like what has happened in the past. And also the point of making it paid, but that is a very peanut amount. And with the previous experience, we do not charge higher also. It's nothing, you will see that. Okay. And the main point of making it paid is, first, we do not want to lose it. Second, we do not want the extra crowd, those people who entered previously, who eventually became the main reason of our tools getting banned. See, you cannot understand what kind of effort it takes to present this kind of finished products in front of the community. And we are not behind money. I have said this many times as of now. I am just concerned about creating a community where everyone gets to discuss something on the same page. वरना तो आप हर कोई दूसरी, if you move on to any second or third community, everyone is discussing this same questions. What will Nifty do tomorrow? What will banknifty? This is not going to make you money, right? You have to think on a longer term. कुछ develop करो, revolution लाओ, तभी तो जाके you will make money, right? And for that you need a community with like-minded people. So that is my aim. Rest you all can decide. I have nothing to justify. I have nothing to even market. From this point on, this is the, you can say, last video which I have made on this particular thing. और इसके बाद parts आएंगे explanations के लिए. You will not see this product being marketed anywhere, because, as I said, we don't want money. We only want genuine interested people. If you feel the efforts were nice, you can come join us. Okay. Or else you also have much more good indicators available in form of part 1, part 2, which are developed for public. Okay. So I will leave that particular justification for you all to do. I have nothing to do with that. I have done my part, and I hope you will support us in this. And all what has happened is in front of you, and that has forced us to take these particular steps and get this particular tools paid. Okay. So the details for the same would be out in the evening itself. And trust me, it is not costly. वो तो आपके ऊपर ही है, whatever you feel, you are the judge. बाकी any which ways from here on, we will be available for everything. So it is up to you. You want to come across with something which is serious, or you want to just go on working with the traditional approach. Because see, I am not against anyone. I am just willing to build something which is here to stay, and which will help other beginners also to head start for a good launch in their trading careers, rather than just going on wasting money on certain courses or something like that. See, एक अपना अपने course भी है. I just gave how much? A 4-hour explanation almost, and it covered almost how much? 50-60% I believe I covered the basic foundations of stock market. Okay. So, क्या होगा? कोई course buy करोगे, same thing would be in this particular format. Use something which is there for you to experience also. वरना books में भी पढ़ा है. I started from a book only. I started from a book called Secrets of PivotBoss, and today you see me capable of delivering some information to you all in this sort of manner. So I have not done any some magic formula or something. It is just practice, practice, practice. And if you feel this makes sense to you, this makes something which has to do with your evolution in your trading career, then I am blessed that I got this opportunity to deliver something like this. And as I said, I won't be the judge. You be the judge. You be the decider. I have done my part, and it will stay. It will stay here. It is just that I cannot let it out freely this time because बहुत मेहनत लगा है इस पे. Literally बहुत मेहनत लगा है. I won't say anything further, but seriously, trust me, guys. Too much of work has gone into this, but what you will get to experience is none less than a proprietary, you can say, software. Okay, so yeah, that was it, and I hope you enjoyed your time here, and I hope to see you on the other side as well. And everything would be in the favor of the community only. So whatever is going on and whatever is coming will always be with the interest of the community, and you can see that product finalization, and you can see that particular reflection to our products also. Varna, you also know, it was very easy for us to just put just two additional things: buy and sell indicators, buy and sell signals. And trust me, if we go and market this in the US market, no, we can fetch much more, literally much more of what we can fetch in the Indian market. But as I said, we are capable of making money. We do not need it. The only thing is we need people with like-mindedness, because you can be on the top, you can be anywhere on the pinnacle of you can say achievement. But if you don't have people around you to discuss what next after this, then what's the point of reaching that pinnacle, right? Today, one person might be making a certain amount of profit, but what next? You have to evolve, na? आज आपने अगर 1 लाख प्रॉफिट बनाया तो कल आपको 2 लाख भी बनाना ही है, या आपका गोल ही खत्म होगा 1 पे, नहीं होगा. You eventually go on for more, but for that you need someone, or you need a community to discuss that particular path or plan, and that comes when you all are on the same page, and that is what I believe. So make a good community, discuss quality stuff. Imagine you are giving like 8 hours, 24 में से you are at least sleeping 8 hours. That is what I believe. How much time is left now out of like 24 hours? 8 hours तो गए. 6-6.5 घंटा आप मार्केट का निकाल लो, उसमें आप एनालिसिस नहीं कर सकते. You have only 10 hours. 10 hours में you need like 2 hours for your family, 8 hours left, 1 hour sleeping. Okay, sorry, 1 hour आपका bathing सब में चला गया, another 1 hour watching some TV, 1.5 hours with your friends and families, और rest तो आपका ऑफिस में चला जाएगा. इसमें से मैंने वो सब गिना ही नहीं है. तो imagine यार, if you just wake up the next day and you have just one question, what will Nifty do today? It is not going to make sense. It is not going to make sense, right? Understand this thing. It has been really hard on me to understand this part, but I hope I am helpful to eradicate that particular time period for you all, or cut down that time period of this hard realization. So understand the importance and try to evolve. At least understand what is going on in the market, what can happen in the market. Once you are able to make the probabilities right, your 50% job is done. Trust me on that. 50% job is done. Rest 20-25% will come with your screen time, your ability to analyze the charts better. And there is no degree in analyzing, in being an analyzer. You anticipated something to happen like 1 week ago. It might not happen, but it might happen 3 months ago, and that would be the swing top or swing bottom. And that happens with many, almost 99% of the people here. It's just that you have to be there in the market. Bane raho bas. If you are wrong with your analysis, accept it, cut it. उसको analyze करो, क्यों wrong हुआ, कहाँ wrong हुआ, कैसे wrong हुआ. So that the next time the same situation occurs, you at least know what not to do. It is, remember this thing. It is very important to know what not to do rather what to do in the stock market. क्योंकि सबको पता है क्या करना है, but बहुत लोगों को ये नहीं पता क्या नहीं करना. You have to cut that particular loss. Okay? It's all about mitigating your risk. Profits तो बन जाएंगे. Profits तो देखिए. Pick up any trader, any investor, any market mogul who has earned a fortune out of stock market. They never ever expected that kind of profit. कोई भी पकड़ लेना. Even in this particular phase, even Radhakrishnan Damani, who is the owner of DMart and guru of our late big bull Rakesh Jindwala sir, he also might not have known that he might make an empire of worth how much billion, I guess $5-6 billion. No one knows that. Profit is not known. So don't get into all that stuff of itna bana lunga, utna bana lunga. You don't know how much you can make because company को ही नहीं पता तो आपको कैसे पता? The company itself is not sure that they will rise 10x of this. And how can you as an investor be sure? Right? The only thing is try to mitigate the risk. बस profits छोड़ दो stock market पे. Market देगा. आप risk काटोगे, discipline में रहोगे, market देगा. But अगर आप if you try to be greedy and you try to jump all over places, market will flush you out for your own good, so that you come in the market again with a fresh mind and a learned lesson. So even if you're out of the market by any chance, don't get disheartened. Understand why you got out. Okay? या फिर छोटा छोटा करके take small baby steps. Time लगेगा, but your time is your ultimate investment. Remember that. Many people don't understand this. They understand that we can only make multi-baggers investing money. No. Sometimes you make mega baggers investing your time. But that should be into quality purpose or quality task. Same thing आप investment में भी करते हो. Your money works the same way. If you invest your money in quality companies, you will get multi-bagger returns. Similarly, time की कमी तो नहीं है ना आपके पास. Abundance of time है आपके पास. Invest your time in quality task and let that time compound for you. When time starts compounding ना, कहाँ से पैसा आएगा, कितना आएगा, आपको कुछ मालूम नहीं पड़ेगा. कुछ मालूम नहीं पड़ेगा. It would be like rain of money. But everything comes to the next step. What next? जो आज अपने impossible है या what you find is not achievable, you might achieve that few years later. But the same question will haunt you again and again. What next? पैसा नहीं है, आ जाएगा, कोई बात नहीं. But जब पैसा आ जाएगा, उसको संभालना कैसे है? That would be the main question. अब 10 लाख का 1 करोड़ तो बना लोगे, but 1 करोड़ को संभाल के कैसे रखोगे? That is the main question. Remember that. Stock market is not about making money. Making money, you can make money over the years. But after making that particular money, how will you sustain your money is the most important thing. Because as I said, the question remains the same after every milestone you achieve. What next? Simple as that. So understand these things. Okay. I hope this was much more useful, and I hope you will support us. Again, not demanding, but I just need good people around us. By good people, I mean like someone who's passionate to talk about creativity, development, rather than just going across with what will happen here, there, here, there, here, there. No one knows, so keep it like that. Why you want to make the rules of universe go in vain? It is meant to be for a reason. Let it be that way. Okay. Uncertainty means when you're uncertain, you have a different kind of kick. When you are right on that particular aspect. Okay. Wrong में तो क्या है? It is just the fear. You just mitigate the fear. Mitigate your risk. अपने आप fear चला जाएगा. Simple as that. और अगर आपके पास fear तभी भी है, even after doing everything, you still have the fear. Okay, if I entered in this, whatever will go wrong. Make sure to get to a point where everything is factored out. That is what I meant by invest your time. Till that time, accumulate your money. Accumulate your money. एक ऐसा point आएगा वो स्क्रिप्ट में जहाँ पे every drawdown जो कुछ हो सकता है कंपनी के साथ सब फैक्टर इन हो जाएगा. उधर से घुसो. उधर से भी कंपनी 5-10% नीचे गिर गई. Doesn't matter. You can buy on dips. But the only condition is the company should be of fundamentally sound, and the news should be a temporary news. Many such examples are there. You go and check, you will find many of them. And that is how people make money. आप market में 5-10% के लिए आ रहे हो, तो it's good. You will make. But remember, the proportion of money you are using to the proportion of money you are expecting should be opposite, or should be indirectly proportional. Means your corpus should be large, your return should be low. Yet you will make like fortune if you apply this simple rule. आपका कॉर्पस अगर देखिए आज 1 करोड़ 2 करोड़ सबके पास एक घर है. It would be worth a crore. I am pretty sure about that. Everyone has a crore. Those who say we don't have trading capital, 25-30,000 ka trading capital hai. I just asked them one thing. Do you own a house? They say yes. I said then you own at least a crore. But the only difference is we do not know how to take risk on that particular 1 crore to make it 2 crore. The only and only difference is that. Understand this particular thing. Think deep about this particular concepts, and you will eventually get to know where are you wrong, how are you wrong, why are you wrong. Okay, so on this note, everything is official right now, and we will hit the flows by evening 8 or 9. I hope to see many of you there, and if you liked it, then share it with your friends, family, fellow traders, and keep showering your love and support to us the same way you are doing right now. So on that note, thank you everyone. I hope this will be like a imprint on your trading journey. Maybe now or sometimes in future, and I hope this is here to stay. So with that thought in mind, I would like to close down this particular live stream, and we will meet very soon in the next live stream. Okay, thank you PIVSTERs. Thanks for attending. Have a good day. See you at evening around 8 to 9 p.m. We are hitting the flows. Bye bye.